Yeah. 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 So many lies that you hear from the net, they don't get her respect. She reporting the truth, not a check. You want an unbiased opinion straight from the chest, not a bit accomplice or someone here for a check. Tune in, these are thoughts from a lawyer on a mission who goes so hard it's like she works on commission. Trolls in the comments might say she tripping cause they lack the knowledge they don't know they missing. Got a couple current events that you like, wanna know about law from the eyes. Tired of all these blogs running lies because their agenda's a disguise. Tune in to the intellect, cause I'm sure y'all missing all the facts of the case that she steady is gifted. Someone here for the people, man, it's so uplifting. If you ain't subscribed yet, then you just omitting facts.
Hello, everyone. It is Pam Esquire, also known as Your Law Intellect. Listen, if you are new here, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. I've seen a few people in the chat basically saying they came across the channel and they're glad that they did. And I am so glad that you did as well. So please do me a favor. I want you to hit that like button. Share the content, and if you have not done so already, subscribe to the channel. Thank you to everyone that is spending their Saturday with me. I see you guys slowly coming in. The main topic today is going to be about Ernest Williams, but because we had such an explosive week, I've tried to post all the information related to Christian Keys, who is an actor who is making all of these innuendos and clues, and we've all been the PI all over the internet trying to figure out who he was talking to that allegedly harassed him, in the entertainment industry. Everyone threw their names out. I didn't go on talking about that because you guys know I try to deal with documents, I try to deal with reports. So I'm like, holla at your girl when you file something. That was really how I felt about going live. Now, I did post screenshots and different things for those that were following it, perhaps on other people that were covering it, and that's that. However, I have been sent, before we get into Ernest, we're going to be here for a minute. We're going to act like this is first Sunday because I don't come on like that. So if you guys got the time, go ahead and get you something to drink, grab you some snacks, and you can let people know I'm going to talk about Christian Keys for a minute, but I'm going to talk about him because I've been contacted by a few people, including content creators, related to a lawsuit that was filed. And I was on someone else's live where they mentioned a lawsuit that was filed against Christian Keys and Tyler Perry. And I was like, you talking about the lawsuit that the guy filed that Christian Keys already won? And everybody like, what you talking about? Because I never did a video on it. I looked at the case. It said, because it said terminated, I looked to see what was happening on the docket. Then I had someone send me, a couple of people send me that the same person has filed another lawsuit 10 days or so after the court terminated the first one. All it really takes is a little bit of research. And see, this is what I'm saying about sometimes it gets difficult because I get it. It can look very, very exciting when it comes to the law, and it can look very, very easy, that everybody can do it. But we do kind of go to law school for a reason, and we learn how to practice. And it's a specialty, it's a profession. So, of course, I looked up this person, and I want to show you guys. So I might have to change this thumbnail because now I have to talk about this because you can't hear me? You said no sound. You can't hear me? Hello? Let me know if you can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Oh, okay. Alice said, okay. Thank you, St. James. Y'all throwing me off. I get into my mode and I'm not really looking. And the first comment I see is, we can't hear you. So I'm like, dang, I got to start over. Damn. So anyway, thank you so much, St. James, for that. You guys, make sure you hit that like button. I'm going to get back to what I was talking about. So there was a lawsuit that was filed that people are reporting on. And they're kind of making a big deal that perhaps the reason why Christian Keys is saying the things that he's saying is because of a lawsuit involving copyright infringement. Well, if you guys were able to actually look the case up, you don't even have to, because I'm going to pull it up for you so you guys know what person that they are talking about. Larry Lamont Leffer is the plaintiff, and if you look it up, there are 5 different cases. There was one filed September 10th of 2021, which was closed, and it was against Tyler Perry and Christian Keys and all of them. It was also Leffer v. Keys et al. Filed March 30th of 2022. That was the one that was recently closed on November 30th of 2023. It was terminated. Apparently, November 30th, he decided to refile probably the same allegations. We've had this conversation over here before that sometimes you get individuals, and this person is pro se, meaning they are representing themselves. Sometimes you get people that have gripes or whatever the reasoning is, and they do file these lawsuits. And we went over there because I showed you guys some lawsuits that have been filed against celebrities in the past. Now, again, some of this is Christian Keys' fault because all he had to do was kind of, so I get it. Some victims are like, why you need to know the name, why you do, but you're leaving it open for interpretation where everybody is trying to figure out what the reasoning is for you to come forward the way that you have come forward. If you guys look at the first 2 cases, and I didn't really look at those, he was suing it. This same person was suing Atlantic Record. I believe it was maybe the members of TLC or something like that. Austin is, I think he was the one that had the baby by Chili for copyright. Or no, it was like Rico or something. And that case was dismissed. I didn't really look into it like that, and I wasn't about to pay for it. I only pulled this up to show you guys. But I want you guys to know, I do want you guys to know that the last case that this same person filed, this same plaintiff that filed, it was, let me see. Let me see if I can find his case. Hold on. Okay, so this was the November 20th of 2023. This is the court's order related to that case. So let's go to the top so we can make sure we're all on the same page. I wasn't planning on talking about this, but if this is what we got to do, this is what we got to do. So it has Larry Lamont Leffer versus Christian Keys et al. So I want you guys to know what he is alleging, first of all, and then we'll go to what the court's ultimate conclusion was. Now, this is an order. That means this has already been adjudicated by the court. The background is this case arises out of former defendant Tyler Perry studio. So he ended up either getting out of the case or he won in the previous case. I don't remember how it went. So y'all can look that up if you want to know kind of the history. And current defendants Christian Keys and the law offices of Dana Thomas alleged infringement of plaintiff Larry Lamont Leffer's copyrighted work Trappin' on TPS, Tyler Perry Studios television series, All the Queen Men, who they use AQM to talk about them. Trappin' is a franchise series that has a 2-part storyline for potential spin-off opportunities. So they're basically taking this man's complaint and the court is putting it in here as factual allegations for the purposes of a summary judgment because they're trying to dismiss this case. So apparently Christian Keys and this law firm were served and their response is, Judge, this is not a claim of which relief can be granted. So we're not even answering this case. We're going to show the court why you should just dismiss this case based on the pleadings. That means they didn't go through discovery. They didn't try to get information to attack so they can plead their case. They said based on the pleading alone, this case should be dismissed. This is what they're saying. So let's go forward. So everything you see from the facts is you take the complaint as if it's true for purposes of this motion. One part is about 4 coming to age teenagers who have gained national attention as a rap artist. while the second part is about their childhood friend who has started the largest gentlemen's club in the United States. The club, known as Black Pearl Entertainment, and is operated by Tammy Mocha Johnson, the most feared woman in the entertainment industry. Plaintiff completed Trapping in 2016 and was granted a copyright for that work in October 27th of 2018. Guys, listen clear. The plaintiff completed Trapping in 2016, and then he sent it to be copyrighted October 27th of 2018. On or about November 6, 2018, plaintiff contacted entertainment lawyer Dana Thomas Cook and spoke to her via phone and told her he was looking for help to get his original story out for production consideration. Ms. Cook instructed plaintiff to email her his work for review, but purportedly never received the email plaintiff alleges he sent. So this attorney is claiming she never got whatever email that he allegedly sent her with this copyrighted, with his story. Ms. Cook instructed plaintiff, okay, I just read that. According to plaintiff, Ms. Cook had possession of his material and through third parties filtered his story to the hands of TPS and defendant Keys. TPS, Tyler Perry Studios, created All the Queen's Men television series on or about 2019 to 2020 and released it on September 9, 2021. AQM is based off the book Ladies' Night, written by defendant Keys between 2013 and 14 and copyrighted on December 1st, 2014. So Keys, he wrote the book between 2013 and 14, and he copyrighted his on December 1st of 2014. So just look at those dates. Let's just stop and we'll ponder those dates from the plaintiff and Keys. According to plaintiff, Ladies' Night centers around a character named Amp, who was just released from a California prison and finds work at a nightclub located in Inglewood, California called Eden, that is run by a character by the name of Mary Fox. AQM, on the other hand, is set in Atlanta, Georgia, and centers around Marilyn Madame DeVille, who runs and operates the largest strip club in Atlanta, Club Eden. Plaintiff alleges that the changes TPS made to the Ladies' Night story in producing All the Queen's Men for television were copied from his work. Specifically, plaintiff identifies AQM's Marilyn Madame DeVille character and its Atlanta setting as being improperly copied from Trapping's setting and character. Tammy Mocha Johnson. On March 30th, 2022, plaintiff proceeded pro se, filed his complaint, and sought leave to proceed in form of pro per. So basically, he's pro per. So you have to ask permission in federal court to continue pro per. The court granted him that right to go pro per on April 1st, 2022. Subsequently, the undersigned conducted a frivolity review of plaintiff's complaint and dismissed his claims. So he had criminal copyright infringement that was dismissed, wire and mail fraud he accused them of in his complaint, which was dismissed, and violation of the Sherman Act, which was dismissed. So the court did a review was done, and it showed that some of this is just frivolous. So his only remaining claim was civil copyright infringement. So following the undersigned's frivolity review, Tyler Perry Studios and defendant Thomas LLC moved to dismiss plaintiff's complaint, while defendant Keys moved to set aside the clerk's entry of default against him. So apparently it sounds like Tyler Perry moved to dismiss this case based on the pleading. Christian Keys must be alleging he was never served. So the guy entered a default against him. So he had to get the court to set that aside, which was done. And then once the default was set aside, then he was able to proceed and do his own motion to dismiss. So by an order dated May 25th, the court granted Tyler Perry Studios' motion to dismiss plaintiff's claims against it, but denied defendant Thomas LLC's motion to dismiss for insufficient service. Granted defendant Keys' motion to set aside the clerk's entry of default against him, instructed the U.S. Marshals to properly effect service. So it just kind of goes through the procedures on what it went through to get here. So let's go. So then they go through a legal standard, and that's a 12B6. And the 12B6 is basically to survive a Rule 12B6 or a motion to dismiss a complaint must contain sufficient factual matters accepted as true to state a claim to relief that is plausible on its face. Put differently, a plaintiff must plead factual content that allows the court to draw the reasonable inference that the defendant is liable for the misconduct alleged. So you don't attach documents, you don't attach exhibits. The court is just literally reading the documents. So then they talk about 12B6 and all of that, and what copyright infringement is and what those entail. So this law firm ended up being dismissed. So I'm going to go straight to defendant Keys because that's who people care about. By his motion to dismiss, defendant Keys argues that the court should dismiss plaintiff's sole remaining claim for civil copyright infringement for failure to state a claim. Specifically, defendant Keys contends that one, plaintiff work trapping is not substantially similar to All the Queen's Men, and two, plaintiff fails to plausibly allege that defendant Keys had access to his work. That's what people have to understand when it comes to copyright, because I've done a few when it comes to music. You know how you hear sounds that are the same and you're like, dang, that sounds like my homeboy from down the street. They are working in the same studio or whatever, how people make these copyright claims. It's not just about the similarity. You also have to prove how you could have gotten access. And that's where a lot of people get stuck at, because they don't know how someone else could have got access to something that they're saying is similar or substantially similar to their work. So that's an issue with copyright when because you have to show, oh, I sent it, here's my email where I sent them my entire beat or my entire song, and now I got and I copyrighted it, and I can show you the receipts. Like, you literally have to show how this person could have got a hold of your information. That is a second prong for copyright infringement for those of you that really care. So specifically, defendant Keys contends that one, plaintiff's work trapping is not substantially similar to AQM, and two, plaintiff fails to plausibly allege the defendant Keys had access to his work. Plaintiff's response to defendant Keys' motion to dismiss in its entirety is as follows. At this time, plaintiff respectfully disagreed. This is what the court is saying his response to Keys' motion to dismiss is. This is what I'm about to read now. When he filed this motion to dismiss, this is how this plaintiff responded, who is pro se. That means representing themselves. It says, at this time, plaintiff respectfully disagrees with defendant Christian Keys' counsel's request to dismiss this case and is therefore asking the court to deny it on its merits. Plaintiff would like the court to instruct defendant Christian Keys to answer the complaint. He either admits to the allegations or denies the allegations outlined in plaintiff's initial complaint. Thank you. That was his response to the motion to dismiss, guys. Thank you, Brandon Burke, for the super chat. If you guys want to bless your girl, mods, make sure you put the Cash App and the PayPal and all of that stuff in there. You know, if you guys want to bless your girl, I appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit that like button as you come in. I see you guys slowly coming in. And I know I'm not talking about anything got to do with this title right now, but I got this text message way too many times about this lawsuit. And I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna answer it on my platform. So at least the intellects who want to know the real of the real when it comes to it, they can come over here and they can get that information. So we go in, copyright protection subsists in original works of authorship fixed in any tangible medium, including literary works. The holder of a valid copyright has the exclusive right to publish, copy, and distribute his original work from the time of its creation. Thank you, Denise, so much for the Cash App. I appreciate you so much. Will there be another? Will there be another? Nah, thank you so much. I appreciate you supporting the channel. Okay, so then they're just talking about what copyright work is for those of you that don't know. The court goes on to says to state a valid claim for copyright infringement, a plaintiff must plausibly allege two elements: one, ownership of a valid copyright, and two, copying of constituent elements of the work that are original. If the plaintiff does not have direct proof of copying, the plaintiff may show copying by demonstrating that the defendant had access to the copyrighted work and that the works are substantially similar. First, in order to determine substantial similarity, courts employ the extrinsic test, which considers whether, as an objective matter, the works are substantially similar and protected expression. That's when you usually get musicologists, like we use that word, but there really are experts that have an ear that can tell you if things are substantially similar when it comes to like music or anything like that. That's when you get the experts. If you guys are familiar with the Blurred Lines lawsuit that kind of rocked the copyright, the copyright kind of legal world, where that was found that it was a copyright infringement with what Robin Thicke, I think it was. Yeah. There was actually an expert that came on and talked about how similar the words were. I'm gonna skip all that. Okay, we're gonna talk about access. So second, access is generally defined as a reasonably opportunity to view the copyrighted work. So you have to have a reasonable opportunity to view the work. As relevant here, plaintiff does not allege any direct proof exists that defendant Keys copied his work. However, plaintiff may still satisfy the copying element of a copyright infringement claim by alleging that defendant Keys had access to the copyrighted work and that the works are substantially similar. Upon review and consideration, the court finds that plaintiff's claims for civil copyright infringement against defendant Keys is due to be dismissed for at least two reasons. First, as explained at length in the court's May 25, 2023 order granting Tyler Perry's motion to dismiss, among other things, plaintiff does not sufficiently allege that trapping and AQM are substantially similar in protected expression. So the court doesn't even believe it's substantially similar. Second, plaintiff fails to plausibly allege that defendant Keys had access to his work. Plaintiff alleges that he sent trapping to Miss Dana Thomas Cook, and shortly thereafter, he read a movie substantially similar to his story that was being filmed and produced by defendant Tyler Perry. Plaintiff fully believes and is confident that Miss Cook had possession of his material and through third parties have filtered his story to the hands of defendant Tyler Perry and Keys. Because these scant recitations lack any supporting factual allegations and are rooted in conjecture and speculation, the court cannot plausibly infer that defendant Keys had access to plaintiff's work. See Ashcroft, they have White, and Arnett v. Jackson. Those are all of the case sites. And they all stand for the proposition that rejecting a theory access to support a copyright infringement claim based in part on speculative reasoning regarding third-party intermediaries and a tortuous chain of hypothetical transmittals that did not establish any contact between the infringer, transmitter, or intermediary. Therefore, the court grants defendant Keys' motion to dismiss. Conclusion. For the foregoing reasons, the court grants defendant Thomas's LLC motion to dismiss, that's the lawyer, and grants defendant Keys' motion to dismiss. Thus, the court dismisses plaintiff's claims against defendant Thomas LLC and Keys and directs the clerk to close this case. That was November 20th of 2023. And as you guys can see, apparently on November 30th, 2023, we have this same person filing the lawsuit again against Tyler Perry Studios et al. And that's the one folks is reading that I saw that I'm like, oh my goodness. So that's that for those of you that wanted to know. So I'm probably going to have to break this little video up or change the thumbnail or something because I did want you guys to that had questions about that because a few people did ask me about it. So yes, this case was just dismissed November 20th. The same person has filed a new case. I haven't even looked at that complaint because I just assume it's probably copyright infringement alleging the same thing. But as you guys see, even in his response, the court put it in there where he basically said, I deny the allegations. And that was pretty much it in a paragraph. Thank you so much, Your Honor. And really didn't have anything to disprove what Christian Keys was alleging in his request to dismiss it. Pray Then Hustle said he can file as many times as he wants. That's crazy. I don't know how often they are going to allow that. They may dismiss it because that is going to start being financially taxing, because you do have to get a lawyer. You know, Christian Keys isn't representing himself. They got lawyers. Tyler Perry didn't represent himself. He got lawyers. You know, so but again, I think a lot of this stuff is because the internet was left to its own devices to go ahead and start trying to navigate, investigate, and figure out why all of this stuff, you know, who Christian Keys was talking about, why is he bringing it up now, why did it seem so random? So people are trying to look for motive. And so I think in that quest to look for a motive, they said, well, let's look and see if it's any cases out there. And honestly, if you look in a lot of the Atlanta area, California, New York, you'll be surprised that when you put a celebrity's name in, how many people have sued them for whatever reason. And that's why I was showing you guys some of the complaints, and you were kind of, you know, they were laughing. And one of them that I saw in New York, where literally it was somebody who sued every rapper in New York, like every last one of them. You name them, they had it in a lawsuit. They didn't even have enough room to put all the names in the caption. So, and somebody said it's the same lawsuit and a different fine. It could be. I knew what it was because I knew it was just dismissed unless he got new claims again. But if it's this, and it sounds like he's filed this, looking at this caption right here, he's filed something in September 10th of 21. He's filed something March 30th. That's the one that was just dismissed. And the September 10th was closed. I just didn't really look, or I don't recall as to what the conclusion was and how it concluded. And then now you've refiled it. And people think this is some slam dunk. Like, cut it out. This is not a slam dunk because somebody has filed a case against them to prove whatever. I think that's ridiculous. Whatever. But anyway. Integrity means said anyone who ever claimed he's even remotely attracted is full of it or desperate beyond all words. Who are we talking about? Oh my. Yes, please get the. Okay, let me see, Brandon. Please get these likes up, please. I really appreciate that. Get your girl in the algorithm. I don't come on enough, you know, so a lot of people don't get their. A lot of people don't get their updates. Okay, so now we're going to switch gears and get over here to Nesto. Sorry to those that I saw you came over here for. But I got one more taste about this lawsuit. You said I live for the Nesto updates. It's such a gross miscarriage. I wonder why they're really doing that to him. I know we don't have habeas corpus anymore, but I thought that it was for terrorism. Actually, Brandon, we do still have habeases that you can do. Very interesting, though, that you said that. So we're going to get to Ernest right quick. So Ernest Williams Nesto is the estranged husband of Shirley Strawberry. Ernest is in jail right now, unindicted, for a long time. He's been in since like July 7th of 2022. He has been unindicted, trying to get out on bonds. Going to what this one of the intellects that I just put on here, going to what he said, I'm gonna have to agree with him. Do I like Ernest as a person? Listen to those calls, and we'll get into a few of the calls because I haven't had a chance to do that. And his frustration, even with his bond and his lawyers and all of that. No, he's not he just has a personality I could live without, and be perfectly honest. But that doesn't negate the fact that the law is the way it is. There are certain processes and procedures, and he deserves due process just like the next person deserves due process. That's just how I feel about that. And nobody can sway me whether he done cheated on cheated on Shirley 20 times, 10 times, or no times. That doesn't negate his due process rights. I do want to I'm gonna get into a little bit towards the end if you guys stick around about that last call that I heard with the conversation where he was talking to Sonia and basically told Sonia the way he was talking to her was just nuts to me. And I just want to know if you guys heard what I heard in that last conversation. So we'll probably do that towards the end if we don't run too long. But I did want to touch on the bond because over here we try to make sure that you are well versed in not just the gossipy portions of a lawsuit, which a lot of the facts does have gossip and salaciousness, but know how it works because you may have this happen to your loved ones. It may happen to you. It may happen to anybody. So this is information I think that you should always have because you may have people that's going through this in Fulton County. I talked to a couple of my really good friends who practice criminal law in Georgia. Georgia's very different. So it took me a minute to even make sure that I grasped how Georgia operated. I complain about the system here. Many of you guys know what I do here in Michigan, but our system is much smoother and to me it's more fair. Georgia can arrest you and don't indict you. So according to what my friends were saying, okay, and I was trying to look up some of it, I think I would have challenged it because to me, all the statutes don't really read the way they were telling me. Pretty much they have a lot of people that's up there in Fulton County that have been unindicted for a long time, even longer than Ernest. So we went over the statute before. And what happens is this. So you have an accusation where there's misdemeanors, where the prosecutor can file an accusation if there is a misdemeanor. But when you have a felony, then your case is supposed to go before a grand jury. That's what the unindicted part is. So it goes before a grand jury. And you can waive that. Some felonies you can waive and don't have it go before the grand jury and then try to speed it up to get to trial. But when it comes to capital offenses, and he does have one capital offense, Georgia still has the death penalty. I think people don't understand that. One of the recent United States Supreme Court cases was the death penalty in Georgia, where they're fighting over whether he can die from the fire squad or electric chair, if he can choose how he want to die and all of that. So yes, Georgia is one of the states that still has the death penalty. That's why I don't even understand why the crime rate is so high. But hey, apparently that doesn't deter people. And so there are certain procedures when you have been in jail unindicted for a lengthy period of time. They have the statute, and I'm going to read it directly for those of you that weren't over here when I first was talking about right to a grand jury. This is for you again. Your family this may help your family. So this is why I'm going to be as thorough as possible so you guys understand. Another thing that I thought was interesting. Remember I was talking about how Nesto's lawyer is newer and she only been on the bar for a year. She passed the bar a year ago. Where I'm at, you cannot do these type of high level cases if you are not well versed. She might literally be cutting her teeth on a capital case, which is scary as to me. Can you imagine somebody straight off the bar that barely really knows? I mean, I think she's like a year or so in, but you don't have the experience for that. You don't really know what a jury looks like. You probably haven't tried that many cases yet. Most of your cases you probably played out, and you get the right to like represent somebody who may face the death penalty. That's just beyond me. So I'm thankful that here they make you go through a series of certain cases, certain lower level cases, and then you got to have a certain amount of years in, then you can go to different classes until you get to unaliving cases and RA cases and stuff like that. And then, and check this out, guys. So you guys know Sonia has This is a sidebar before I read this statute. I missed y'all. So Sonya, she has a channel. So I went over there because she went live like 2 days ago. So I'm up there asking questions. She was answering all the questions before me. She was answering all the questions under me. And then she was really like, "Who's Pam? What do you guys keep talking about? Pam is asking questions. I don't understand. Like, what are you guys talking about?" So I put in the chat, I'm like, "Am I blocked or something? Can y'all see me?" And people were all in the chat, like, "You can see me, you can see me, you can see me." And then I got DMs, they were like, "She can see you. She's just ignoring your question." I said, I come in peace. I don't even really like harp on all of the phone calls unless it has something to do with his case, because I don't really care. People have understandings. I don't get into people's relationships. I mean, that's just what it is. Some of the stuff is kind of funny, whatever, ha ha. But at the end of the day, that's not really what my focus is over here. But she was ignoring the hell out of me. So then I guess she told people she was gonna go on like the next day or something, and to have me DM her, I guess, if I wanted to come on to her platform or something, because she said, "Oh, I'll come on with Pam. I'll come on with Pam." But I promise y'all, she was ignoring me. If people were in the chat, you guys should vouch for me that I was in there trying to talk to the young lady, and she was ignoring the hell out of me. Okay, you talking about tell somebody to go to hell without telling them to go to hell. She was talking to the people before me, answering questions under me. It was unfreaking real. And I would like to see some of her thought processes on the legal aspect, because some of it I think is wrong to me, but some of it I think she has the right idea but the wrong approach. And that's just what I do. I do like to, help people even if I don't really care for your whole situation. But anyway, I said, "You ignoring me, lady?" I was like, "I come in peace." I put it in the chat. I come in peace. I'm not even trying to disrupt. I'm not going to ask you nothing about your relationship. I'm not going to ask you anything. I just want to know on this bond. Like, she made certain statements that I just wanted clarification on, because there's a GoFundMe that she set up for Nesto. For those of you that don't know, there is a GoFundMe. And she was saying they need like 90,000 or something for a lawyer. And I'm like, for what? He's not even indicted yet. So then she said to kind of move it forward, but it doesn't work that way in Georgia. Like, it does not work that way. This is why it was very important at the motion hearing, which we'll revisit as well, of which you have to give all you have. Because if all you have when a person is unindicted is the hearing to get them out on bond, you need to put your all into trying to get this person out on bond and showing why they're not a danger to society, why they won't, that they won't try to harass the victims and all of that, because that's all they have is a bond hearing. That's all they have is bond. And that's what this statute is, that they're entitled to bond after 90 days. So if that's all that you have, then why aren't you, as the lawyer, putting your all into it to make sure that you put your best foot forward? You don't really have anything else, literally. So catch 20, what you say? Yep. Pammy Pam. But she could come out here whatever she wants to. But yeah, she was ignored. Miss Prissy said she ignored my question and others with similar questions about if she's met Shirley. Oh, okay. So she kind of has selectiveness. She was saying she wasn't. Somebody said you're answering the questions you want to, when she was denying that was happening. And I wasn't there for the whole live, because I believe it was maybe a couple of hours. I was probably there for a cold 25 minutes. When I realized she was ignoring me, I ain't had nothing else. I didn't want to just sit there and listen to her. So. Cupcake says she's probably still mad about when you addressed her for being mad. You called her a mistress a while back. Well, I take it back. I just called you a side chick then. I don't know. Because the call that we just heard the other day, you said you wanted him to be your man. So people have schooled me on what mistress is, and apparently mistresses are taken care of. So maybe that was the improper term. What you want me to call? So if you want me to divert to side chick, friends with benefits, whatever, it was all inappropriate. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get focused, because we have a lot of work to do today, guys. As you see. So the statute has you have a right to grand jury hearing within 90 days where bail is refused. So any person who is arrested for a crime and who is refused bail shall means you have to, makes it mandatory, within 90 days after the date of confinement, be entitled to have the charge against him or her heard by a grand jury having jurisdiction over the accused person. So he was supposed to have a grand jury within 90 days. He was charged July 7th of 2023 of this RA charge. That's the only one he does not have a bond on. Now he has high bonds on a couple of the other charges, but he has no bail when it comes to this charge. The 90 days would have been somewhere around like October 7th or whatever. So yes, he's way past the 90 days of which he should have been indicted. So then it has provided, however, that if the person is arrested for a crime for which the death penalty is being sought, the Superior Court may, upon motion of the district attorney for an extension, and after a hearing and good cause shown, grant one extension to the 90-day period, not to exceed 90 additional days. So the prosecution may get 90 more days if they file a motion, a hearing is set, and then they give the court good cause why they need an extra 90 days for the indictment. I ain't see a motion. Now, that's what I'm saying with Sonia, where she can help me out, because I looked at the docket. I didn't see where the prosecution filed any type of a motion of which they were going to get an additional 90 days. So I didn't see that. So I'm just going to assume that never happened. And provided further that if such extension is granted by the court, the person shall not be entitled to have the charge against him or her heard by the grand jury until the expiration of such extended period. In the event, let's focus on this. In the event no grand jury considers the charges against the accused person within the 90-day period of confinement or within the extended period of confinement where such an extension is granted by the court, the accused shall have bail set upon application of the court. So according to the law, when Nesto went before that court, when we saw where Sylvia did the footage and went in there and did the footwork, when we saw that, unless the court actually asked for an extension and they filed an extension for an additional 90 days, he would have been entitled to bail. What makes me think that did not happen is because on November 13th, I believe, is when that motion hearing happened. Well, let me see. Let me pull that up. It's one part on there where the court actually asks about the 90 days. If you guys listen to the video. Let me see if I have that. So we're just assuming there was no request for an extension. He is entitled to have bond at this time on that charge. It doesn't matter if it is a RA charge. Somebody mentioned that, like, oh, but it's the charge that he had. That's not relevant. It's not relevant statutorily wise. So yeah, let me see. I got all this stuff popping up on my screen. Okay, let me see if I can find it. This is the motion. The bond hearing. So again, all this is with the assumption that nothing was filed, and I have reason to believe, unless somebody can show me that something was filed, that nothing was filed. Where is this thing at? Bond hearing. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. I know what happened. Okay. I didn't take it out of here. Let's try this again here. So it's over 1,000 of you. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. We're just breaking down the facts. We don't care if we really like the people or not. We just want to make sure that due process has its day. That's it. So when you look at this case, with the bond here, let me go down. The judge gets to the point that he denies it. Let me see.
On this case, nothing further. All right. I appreciate your argument. The court doesn't believe that there is much that I have to work with. You're looking at a defendant who is currently under investigation for an aggravated sexual battery and rape case and aggravated sodomy with some related crimes, including trafficking a person for sexual servitude. It also appears that there are, as has been detailed, 4 pending complaints in Fulton County against your client, 2 for theft by deception, both from 2021, a child pornography case, charges stemming from an incident that was alleged to have occurred in July of 2022, and a 3rd theft by deception charge from June of 2022. In addition, Mr. Williams has 4 prior convictions: a 1988 theft, a 1990 armed robbery, a 1992 armed robbery, and a 2006 false statements case. Significantly for the court, for the 2 armed robberies from 90 and 92, as you heard me examining the state, Mr. Williams would have served a minimum of 10 years. Mr. Williams, how much time did you serve on those 2 cases? So taking all of those things into consideration, Ms. Rondon, certainly considering the motion that you filed, the arguments of counsel, I find that Mr. Williams is not an appropriate candidate for bond based on all 4 of the Ayala factors. I do find that he is a flight risk. I find that he poses a danger to the community. I further find that he poses a risk of intimidating and harassing witnesses who might be called to testify in this matter and obstructing justice. And the 4th factor also applies, I think, in Mr. Williams's case. So for all of those reasons, the defendant's motion for bond is denied. What are the state's intentions concerning these charges and moving them forward, or not?
Your Honor, the state is working with law enforcement and is intending to have a case indicted by the 90 days.
Is that within the 90 days?
Did you guys hear that? When they said what they intended on doing it, the court asked, is that within the 90 days? The crazy part is, at the time of this motion, his 90 days were already up. Unless an extension, according to statute, was entered in, he was entitled to get a bond. This would have been the time for the lawyer to say, excuse me, Your Honor, 90 days is up. He is entitled. The statute is very clear. It says it shall be granted bond. Now, the caveat to that is he's entitled to bond, but the amount can be so egregious, it's just like not having bond. So I think based on his attorney not really putting forth much to give the judge said it. You guys heard it. You ain't gave me nothing to really let him be released. Excuse me, on bond. She probably would have said something astronomical that he couldn't afford anyway, if she would have said anything, because if she would have stood up. But at the end of the day, he was really entitled. If you count the calendar days, he was entitled to bonds at this hearing, and nothing was said about that. But we're going to go ahead and finish what the prosecutor is saying allegedly was about to happen.
It should be
all right. So, Ms. Rondon, I just try to get that information to give you some idea of what we're up against. I don't know if that will happen or not, but it does appear that there was a preliminary hearing conducted. I think we talked about that earlier.
She said it should be. That's what she said. So,
all right. So that's the September 8, 2003 hearing?
Yes.
All right. So probable cause related to these charges has already been found. Yes. All right. Mr. Williams, do you understand what's happening, sir? Yes, Any questions for the court? Rise to your feet, please. Any questions for the court? Mr. Williams, any questions for the court?
So what he said was he wants a fair, speedy trial. So when he knew he wasn't getting bond, he like, well, forget it. I want a fair, speedy trial. And when you have a speedy trial, for those of you that don't know, within a certain, I think it's within 2 of the court's calendars, however they do it, you're supposed, they within a certain amount of days, they're supposed to let you have a trial. Now, the other crazy part I learned about Georgia, they don't give you discovery when you're unindicted. So when he says they don't have no evidence against me, that's not necessarily true. It's just they don't have to turn it over to you at this point because you're unindicted. That's another thing about being held and being unindicted in Georgia. They don't have to give you discovery. Also, if you ask for a speedy trial or if you're on track, in theory, they don't even have to give you your discovery until 10 days before trial. I was like, how do you really adequately defend a case if you can only get it 10 days before trial? You may have to hunt down witnesses. You may have to get an expert. Who gets an expert 10 days before trial? Usually you're working with your expert from the beginning. I mean, some of this stuff is just crazy to me when my friends were telling me how this works. So there was an article of a guy who talked about how all these people are unindicted in the jail. I also seen Madam DA. She gave her reasoning as to why you have a bunch of unindicted people. She went through it in a sit-down interview, and she said a lot of this stuff, it was inherited to her. But the crazy part is if they indict Nesto, let's just say they indict him the day after Christmas. In theory, he's still entitled to bond because it says shall be entitled to bond. It does not matter. Y'all missed the 90 days, which means he should still get a bond even if he gets indicted. So that shouldn't even stop him. Now, when he asked for a speedy trial, he basically he can't get it as it pertains to the felony. Because again, for those of you that for the RA charge, it has a person commits the offense of RA when he has carnal knowledge of a female forcibly and against her will, or a female who is less than 10 years of age. Carnal knowledge in RA occurs when there is any penetration of the female sex organ by the male sex organ. The fact that the person allegedly RA'd is the wife of the defendant shall not be a defense to a charge of RA. A person, this is sub B, a person convicted of the offense of RA shall be punished by death, imprisonment for life without parole, by imprisonment for life, or by a split sentence that is a term of imprisonment for not less than 25 years and not exceeding life imprisonment, followed by probation for life. Any person convicted under this code section shall in addition be subject to the sentencing and punishment provision of the other code. So when that man say, when he was upset in that, excuse me, when he was upset and was saying they trying to take my life, he was not being like, he was not exaggerating, because the RA, he has sodomy and he has a couple of just battery charges, but they're misdemeanors. So on those cases, in theory, because it can be done by an accusation as opposed to going for a grand jury, he can ask for those charges and any of his other charges to have a fast forward to a speedy trial. But he can't do that with the RA charge. It has to go before a grand jury. You can't even waive that because you are facing the death penalty. I think people aren't understanding, like how I said, we talk about it, but this is a really, really like serious charge. So let me see. So let me because even with the sodomy, let's pull up the sodomy. A person commits the offense of sodomy when he or she performs or submits to any sexual act involving the sex organ of one person in the mouth or anus of another. So it can be sodomy orally, and it could be sodomy anally. Y'all probably ain't even know that. A person commits the offense of aggravated sodomy when he or she commits sodomy with force and against the will of the other person, or when he or she commits it with the person who is less than 10 years of age. The fact that the person allegedly sodomizes the spouse of the defendant shall not be a defense. Again, except as provided in subsection D of the code, a person convicted of the offense of sodomy shall be punished by imprisonment for not less than one, no more than 20, and shall be subject to the sentencing and punishment provision. So he can face up to 20 years for that. So those two are his greatest charges. The rest of them are misdemeanors, misdemeanor ag assault charges. So when he said that, like when he was going off, so there was one phone call that he was on where he was like trying to plead his case to Dre. And I ain't lying, this one was from November 1st of 2023. Now maybe you guys can take it into context why he felt the way that he was feeling. For those of you that probably heard this before, just hang in there. We want to make sure we put this all together with all the information that we have.
Not program. I think I got it on the text. Hold on for me 1 second. Hello?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on for me.
He always trip me out when he make all that noise so the phone won't hang up. I am for the show said Dre is the voice of reason.
Okay, go ahead, Nesto.
Okay. All right, so they ain't got to talk. They ain't got to talk. They do what they need for the list. Okay, so yesterday, I don't know who called who yesterday, but Pinocchio, Perry Mason came up to see me yesterday.
Perry Mason, your lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Perry Mason came to see me yesterday. So when Perry Mason came to see me yesterday, he was saying some stuff. I was just listening to everything, but what he didn't understand was I'm trying to break it down. You're not on these cases that I have right here. The serious cases that I have. You don't take those cases. So why are you concerned about my friend calling my other friend trying to get me something started over here to protect me? So I need that protection that you're not specializing in. That's what you told me. Also, he tried to say a couple things I didn't like because he don't like the coach. You understand what I'm saying, sir? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dre.
I'm listening.
Yeah. He said a couple things I didn't like because he don't like coach because coach be on their motherfucking ass. And I don't know, I might have mentioned to you before. You remember that movie, that series with Raising Kanan, the mama? You remember her, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is who Coach exactly act like. Exactly. Don't be bullshitting around. Got all the facts together. These folks went into the courtroom, been there 2 times with me, and seen how these folks said that they had no fucking evidence on me. And it's called hearsay. Hearsay is a Georgia law that they get you bound up with. If I say, hey, man, you went into my house and said you got a girlfriend in the house and she take away your phone and you try to stop her from going out the door with your phone, that is called kidnapping from one spot to another. Or they call it hearsay. You didn't do it intentionally. You're trying to get your property back, but it's called hearsay. They don't have to have evidence that binds you over to be indicted. You understand what I'm saying?
No, we don't. I don't know what the hell he was talking about when he talked about hearsay. I think everybody in the chat know what the hell hearsay is. Hearsay, y'all know what the heck. I said, what are you even talking about? I was confused. I wasn't following him. I'm just going to take it that maybe he was pissed off and he was upset and he just could not articulate correctly because hearsay has nothing to do with it. When you have probable cause, and I also heard that their preliminary examination hearings are almost like rubber stamp. I don't understand their purpose of having them. So once I figure it out, I'll let y'all know because ours is different here. But I told you guys before, probable cause is a crime was committed and you did it. My testimony is direct evidence. So stop saying you don't have evidence. Yes, it is a credibility issue for the jury to decide. They may not believe anything that this young lady has said. Now, in the affidavit for arrest, and I got that from everything I was reading from was from incident reports. I never had the actual criminal warrants. Sylvia had the criminal warrant, so she did send me the affidavit for arrest. The one related to this charge specifically, of which he has no bail on, it has it has Ernest Williams between January 8th of 2019 at 6 p.m. and January 9th, 2019 at 9 a.m. Then it gives the address on Peachtree in Fulton County, did commit the offense of RA. In that, Ernest Williams did have carnal knowledge when he penetrated the organs of, and it has the alleged victim, forcibly and against her will. And then it goes over the terms forcibly and against her will as used in the statute. Are two separate elements of proven rape. The term against her will means without consent, while the term forcibly means acts of physical force, threats of death, or physical bodily harm, or mental coercion such as intimidation. And then it has the case law. It has Williams intimidated this person by stating that she had to have intercourse with him if he was going to help build her career, as it was his formula. And he stated if she was trouble, he would unalive her. Even though she was 19 and of legal age, she was still forced physically to the back of his motor coach after the person stated that she did not want to go or did not want to have intercourse with him. That's the RA allegation. So it's not like super detailed, but it's telling you that's where that allegation, where she's saying she was young. He told her, I can help you with your career. And allegedly he said, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to unalive you. I don't know this man, but I didn't really get that he is a pow guy. But hey, I've been shot by people before, so I don't know this man from a can of paint. But this is what the allegation is, and that's what he has to go on. She came in, she gave her story, said what happened. They arrested him. All you need is a person comes in, that's direct evidence, your testimony saying you did it. The guy over there, that's why they asked, for the record, can you tell us what Mr. Williams is wearing? Oh, he has on an orange jumpsuit that says Cobb County Court. And are you saying he is the one that put you in the back of that motor truck and did A, B, C, D, and E? That is evidence. So stop saying it's not evidence. You may not agree, or you don't feel like it's no DNA, or you don't feel like it's any cameras, or you may feel like you have a justification. You may feel like she a whole liar, and that's why you feel like it's no evidence. But to say it's no evidence, that is considered enough probable cause. Now, will that take you to beyond a reasonable doubt? Depending on how credible she is. The jury may be like she a whole liar, or they may feel like you a whole liar. They might feel like this seemed like your MO. You a liar, you do stuff behind folks' back, your makeup, this seems like they may not believe not a dang thing you say, Nesto. But absolutely, this is considered, and a lot of these type of charges is based on someone saying you did this to me. What do you think people do? The only person that really kept their stuff was Monica Lewinsky. Okay, they don't start keeping up. Let me keep my undergarments so that I can keep it for future reference. Like, most people don't do that, or they don't go to the hospital. Oftentimes they don't have no RA kits. I mean, all of that. So yeah, I agree. We gonna get to that call, because that's why I said we gonna be here for a minute, because that last call, usually, again, I don't get into all the calls unless it has something to do with his case. But I wanted you guys to look at it from the view of us looking at the statute, looking at how many days it's been, and looking at how much he's facing. Like, he is literally facing his life on that RA charge. You guys seen it in the statute. I'm not making it up.
Just say, no,
I know. Mm-hmm.
He don't know. So What I'm saying yesterday, I don't know who called who yesterday. I don't know if he called you or you called him. It doesn't really matter as long as you got. I need for you, my friend.
He called me. I don't have his number.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
He didn't tell you that.
No, he didn't tell me that. He said he talked to you. He had a talk with you. And I said, well, what
He called me and he said he was calling all the friends that you had told him about.
Okay, for what?
Because that the remaining balance need to be paid.
Hold on. Ain't no remaining balance. So first of all,
I'm just telling you. I'm telling you what he told me. I'm like, what is he talking about? It's my first time hearing this.
Okay. This is the problem. We got to confusing that. And that's why I wrote a letter to him, gave it to him yesterday. It took him a month to come back and get it. Then he turned around. I sent the letter to my son. He got the letter and he got the contract. Here's the deal. My wife gave him $35,000 plus $600. Okay, then charge another $400 for getting some transcript. Okay, here's another thing. I ain't even went to a clean arraignment. I ain't even been indicted. I ain't even been to no trial. I ain't been to nothing. Okay, I have nothing on them cases. The cases just got dismissed.
Now, how in the do you spend $35,000 and he's not been indicted? You haven't spent time looking at discovery because you don't have it, and your client is just sitting in jail. How do you even, I don't understand how you even justify that. That's why every month when you get a retainer, you're supposed to give them a whole breakdown of everything that they've done. Now, how you could have played yourself is if you were having Sonia talk to him every day, any conversations, any emails, any texts, anytime they just walking in the hallway at the courts, but they pick up your phone, they can bill you for that. So you may have messed around and got nickeled and dimed because you calling about things that you should have been calling about. Now that could have happened too, but I can't fathom unless this person is charging $1,500 an hour or something, or $2,000 an hour. I can't fathom you going to a hearing or two hearings or whatever, the bond hearings that weren't even that successful, or I guess he would have been there for the original arraignments as well. But all of that stuff is on Zoom. You don't even got to show up. You guys seen me. I was doing hearings. I was streaming the Melly trial, and I was in the next room doing my hearings. And I said, hey, y'all just go ahead, take over my stuff on StreamYard, and I'm about to go over here. I would do 3 different things at one time because they're doing things on Zoom, so you can do a lot more than what you could before, because you don't have to physically sit in court and waste your whole day listening to 50 other people's cases while you're just sitting there. They do it now where a lot of stuff since the pandemic, that was one of the good things that came out, where they realized how inefficient it was for us to just be in court all the time. Of course, when you have a trial, you should do it in court. If you have major motions, it should be in person, because you want to, it's a lot of animations. Well, I'm theatrical, so it's a lot of things that you want the judge to see. So I think that it can be presented better in person. But like these little motions and stuff, no, you can do them online. So how do you say that? And then you're sitting up there, the only person, you got all these people you're talking to, but the only person that has paid, invested in you has been Shirley out of all this. So all of this time, you done sat up there talking to this woman or whatever, and Shirley is the one that's paying for your stuff, but this woman is talking to the lawyer that could be billing for talking to her on your behalf. But Shirley's paying for it, though.
Yes, them crackers dismissed the shit because they say, oh, we're going to try to come out with RICO. No, you ain't got no evidence. So he ain't did no work in that. He ain't did shit.
He said he got them dismissed.
He's telling the motherfucking lie.
I'm telling you what he told me. He said he did that.
No, bro. No, you talk. Don't you talk later. You talk later, coach. Now, just listen. He's lying, bro. He brought an email, and I read the email. The email said them folks is dropping that shit because they want to come back with RICO. I got the email when I read it. Okay, and the RICO, it ain't no RICO. They've been talking about the RICO since last year. We're talking about 16 fucking months. I don't know organized crime shit. What the fuck?
The email also said that he been trying to reach out to him, and he has not been returning the prosecutor's phone calls.
At all.
He sent him the email. That's why he got the email.
No, bro. He don't even respond to nobody's shit. Okay, and then here's another thing that killed me off yesterday. When I gave him that letter, they was so fucking drunk yesterday. No, nigga, because you tried to go behind my back on some dumb shit and talking about I owe you, telling people I don't owe you a motherfucking thing. You paid in full. You ain't even did goddamn 10 hours worth of work. What the fuck is you talking about? Only went a bond here one time, two times, and you go back to the second one. That's how the shit got leaked out because he thought this motherfucker was drunk or what the fuck. He had the assistant doing whatever, but they put the strange wife's name on the fucking paper, and somebody got that shit and leaked it out. That's how it got leaked out. If you go back to when I went to the club, to that child shit online. That fucking prostitute lied like a motherfucker and roasted his ass, and he sit there and said a motherfucking thing when that bitch said 800,000. They was laughing at me and shit. What the fuck? They was laughing. Now you tell me everybody in the world is judging saying he gonna be fucked if he got that lawyer right there. You damn right. University sent me work for a motherfucking thing. I've been having that man a whole year. He been telling me the same thing. Oh, you going home? You gonna do? Yeah, bro. Russian. Can you gonna pay the money? You gonna pay the money? That money was paid in a month, bro. 1 month. You know I ain't lying. 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
Had to take money, get money back. Had to get money back from BC, all that. And make sure he got his money. I went through all that shit, man. Make sure they went through all that. And he don't like goddamn coach. His coach be on the motherfucking ass, and coach drilled his ass before we even got started. I ain't got to make this shit up. So I don't need him to do no other work and this and that. He's going to take them cases just sitting out there and they ain't even been indicted. You know what I'm saying? And it made me like a fool. You go back to the video that was sent to you this weekend. That's why they didn't give me a motherfucking bond because they saying that I'm a threat to society because I got open fucking cases. I got 8 cases open that's sitting that he ain't got them put no fast and speedy trial. If they ain't got no evidence of it, yeah, motherfucker, what you think? Come on now. Then you told me it's a certain case and it should be thrown out. Why are you talking about trial? Then they come back, goddamn, 2 months later, hey man, I need to get out these cases here, and you sign these papers right here, and then the state will pick up these cases, and then and they're gonna outsource your cases to another private lawyer. What the fuck is you talking about, nigga? What the fuck are you talking about? You made me like a fool 4 times. 4 times. Okay, then I'm like, hey man, I need the evidence. I ain't got enough staff. That ain't my motherfucking problem. That ain't no motherfucking problem if you ain't got no goddamn staff. That ain't my problem. I stated that all in the letter that fucking Dion got. If he's fucking ready. So I need you to call your fucking nephew and tell him if he can't goddamn read, get a bitch to read it for him. I don't give a fuck. He needs to read what I sent to him to his uncle so his uncle see what the real shit is. I just stated out, look at me, you done got your money. I need you to put a fast speed trial. I need to put another bond here and there. Oh, I don't think I need to do that. Man, I'm not listening to you saying. I'm facing a life motherfucking sentence, bro. You did that same thing with shit. Tell you why she don't need to pay that money because I can handle it. You couldn't handle shit, bro. I got an $800,000 bond for them. It only cost for $10,000, bro. That's a $10,000 bond. I have a murder bond, bro. That shit is fucking ridiculous. Okay, I'm not trying to hear that shit. Not at all. And the reason you involved to my life on this situation now is because I can't go in there with a public offender with this type of charge and catch a life sentence for something I didn't do. It's a killer. When I went to my preliminary here, the judge said, well, did you get any evidence? The judge and the motherfucking public defender asked the damn police at the time said, no, I don't have any evidence at all. Do you have any calls from Mr. Williams? Do you have any kind of conversation with Mr. Williams, interacting with these people? No, I don't have any evidence of none of that. What the fuck I'm still hitting you for? Then the DA got up and said, read some code out the fucking law book saying, hey, hearsay is the judge of law. We don't have to have no evidence at this time. Boom, bound over. We're going to indict him. It's been 4 months. I have not been indicted on none of that shit. It's been 16 months. I've been still sitting here with unindicted cases. They indicted me with them first 2 cars.
And also, he just rambling and going off. But also, when it comes to the exam, typically there are police officers that come in. So that's what I think he's referring to hearsay. So she doesn't even have to come in. Oftentimes, the actual victim does come in, but the police officer can get on the stand. I don't know if she came in for this exam, but it sounds like that's not what happened. But at the preliminary exam stage, they do allow hearsay testimony, which is you heard that from somebody, even though you weren't directly there when it occurred. So, and you're using it for the proof of the matter asserted. So the officers usually get on the stand because you'll see even when you watch like Judge Manning's courtroom, if you guys watch it online, you'll see when she has preliminary examinations, it's usually officers, and they tell you basically what information they got from the victim. And they can use that as a reason to bound you over. Now I heard again, a lot of their preliminary examinations are kind of rubber stamp. So maybe perhaps that's what he's talking about when he's talking about hearsay. Somebody asked, do I feel like his rights are being violated? We read the statute earlier on, and if you look at the statute, I think you can make your own assessment as to whether at minimum he should at least have had a bond for that RA case. Again, it's a catch-22 because if his lawyer continues to present it in the fashion that she's presenting it, and I'm not talking about the actual motion. The motions are usually cookie cutter is what I learned. But when you go into court, you have to fight for your client. So you rely on your own oral argument. So she's going to have to do a lot better than what she did before so that he doesn't get it. Because if he gets $1 million bond, that's just like no bond. Then he's going to have to wait like 90 more days to try to get it lowered or whatever. Because then the judge can rubber stamp it and say, no, I just gave you $1 million bond if you do it like back to back to back. So you have to wait a little bit of time in order to try to put in for a reconsideration on the bond. So based on the statute, I would say it appears that he should have been entitled to bond when he had that last bond hearing. He should have been entitled to bond. So that's why I'm saying when I listen to a lot of this stuff and, everybody's so smart and well-versed, you just look at the law, look at the statute. You already know if you look at the statute itself on its face, black and white, within the four corners of the document, you can tell that it says he shall be entitled to bond if he's not indicted within 90 days, unless the prosecutor has, requested a 90-day extension before it goes before the grand jury. I don't have any evidence of that. And we'll see some documents that just been filed that will kind of corroborate that they probably have not asked for a 90-day extension.
Charges, because they didn't want me to get the fuck out of here because they know I couldn't get no bond at the time when I was still up under the COVID law. So I sit here for fucking 15 months before they even decide to drop this shit. You know what I'm saying? So no, he did not go in there talking about he got that shit dropped. Them crackers dropped it because they talking about a RICO. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even believe that's the truth because any nigga type up any motherfucking thing and bring it to you and make it look like it came from them folks. So I don't trust nothing right now, to be honest with you. I really don't. So right now, I'm scared for my motherfucking life right now for some shit I didn't even fucking do, and I got to prove. Guess what? I ain't got no phone record, bro. I done told that nigga to go down there and get my fucking property. Nigga ain't went and did shit, ain't filed shit, ain't did nothing. And I know what I'm talking about because I see crackers ain't getting no lawyer doing it all the day long in here. And you just told me 10, 15 years ago what you went through, and I was there, and your lawyer went and got your fucking property back and everything. Handling his motherfucking business. I'm not trying to hear that shit. My shit and my property gonna set me motherfucking free. Oh, you need to get your Google. I don't remember no motherfucking Google password. I don't remember none of that shit. Trying to make the job easy for their ass. No, that ain't what you paid for. You paid to keep your ass in the dirt.
They ask, so he's saying they asking for his accounts so they can go into his account. No, they are going to have to subpoena that. Now, your attorney should have them accounts if there's some emails or something that can corroborate on dates and times because they're very specific in these arrest warrants. They're very specific on dates and times. So that's going to be very crucial in this case. But I agree. You don't why would I just turn over some passwords to you? Like, here, just go free willy-nilly all up in my stuff. That's cool.
Mud is set a nigga free. That's what's going on right now. So when he come in and tell me, oh, I talked to you, bud, this and that, he go, man, you can't tell me nothing about that man there at all. You can't tell me nothing. And he's not green. He's not going to listen to what the fuck you're saying. You got to come up with your facts. Your facts was fucking raggedy to me. So now you're talking about some unpaid shit. No, nigga, you got 35 cash plus 6 plus a 4. I don't owe you nothing. We ain't went to no trial. This ain't no trial motherfucking case. That's what pissing me the fuck off. You understand what I'm saying?
Y'all hear that? He mad.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. So what I'm asking you and my friend and my brother, I need you to sit down with goddamn coach and listen, let them folks show you the facts so you can see what the fuck going on, or I'm gonna be done. Oh, you need to work with them. How's a real lawyer that got paid all that money gonna tell you need to work with these public defender folks and they gotta do a good job? Motherfucker, I showed you they don't do. Why the fuck you was hired? Because I don't want that. I can't deal with that. My shit's just stipulated. Then he's they using your pass. Nigga, this niggas got killer charges in here getting them bonds and shit with 2-3 motherfucking murders and aggravated assault and all that. Getting bonds. I'm not trying to hear that shit.
He mad.
Oh, I ain't did that in 32 years. You gonna tell me because I had an armed robbery in 32 years, that makes me a violent offender now? People change in 32 motherfucking years. You have nothing. Oh man,
You better calm down, Nesto, because that's what they saying, that you got some tendencies here. So you need to calm down because you know these phone calls are out here. And we know the prosecutor gets to hear all the phone calls. And they don't gotta wait for them to come in a bulk. They can get them like every week. Hey, let me get them Nesto phone calls. And then they're reviewing them. They're reviewing them so they can be prepared for the next hearing. You better bring it down, buddy. Bring it down. We know you're upset, but we know you're upset. You facing some for real death on that RA case.
Well, I talked to your wife. I don't want to hear about what she got to say because she ain't saying shit. She ain't reaching out. She moving on with her life. That's good for her. They ain't got the well to dry over there, bro. All that kiki kaka shit. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to hear that shit. So I'm just telling you and my friend, they call you back with that fluff shit. Say, hey man, I understand. Keep moving. Just take care of the little kid. That's it. I'm good. I'm good. He can't help me no more than what I need for him to do. So I'm asking you just listen to what these folks been with me a year and a half. That's what I'm trying to say. They ain't led me wrong. They facts been together. They got all the facts. And if they didn't have the facts, they would have been gone too. So I'm just telling you straight up. So please don't get into the flam and it would make me mad. Oh, so yeah, your buddy want to know. Well, he want to know what he paying for. Hold up, that don't even sound like he talking like that. That don't even sound like him at all. So no, I'm not trying to hear that. Oh, you need to go ahead and get me out the case so let them folks take care of your case. What? They gonna sub you out because you got too many of them. How? Man, if I would have heard that shit he talking about, he got them folks off me, man, I would have blowed on that motherfucker.
See?
I ain't lie to you. And I already blowed on them goddamn one time already. That been about 2 months ago because I couldn't take all them goddamn, that old Jeffing ass shit. Them niggas be doing chain gang, Jeffing and popping and shit. And that other shit be coming out. So I ain't like that. I didn't like it. So I'm just being honest with you, bro. And I'm begging you as a friend. I'm not a fucking, you know me, you done been me. You done seen me before. If I'm guilty, fuck, I'm going to take it with the chin. I'm going to turn myself in. You done seen me through all that shit. You ain't seen me crying or some shit if I did it. But goddamn, I ain't finna goddamn take shit I ain't do. It ain't even none of my fucking south. And them probably got me in the wham-wham, forget what, in the corrupt system. I'm dealing with a system that's stealing fucking goddamn money from the inmate commissary. It's all on the news. You're stealing fucking money from the commissary, from the nigga, from the jail, having parties and shit.
They were hungry.
I'm fucked up. I'm in a corrupt system. And goddamn BC told me, you're in a corrupt system, man. There ain't nothing I can do. He told me that shit a year ago. I was 4 months in the game then. There's nothing I can really do, man. I know you keep getting on me there, but I just ain't nothing I can for use. They're trying to put this on you. They're trying to put that on you. Okay? You see it. The police goddamn was a fucking police. She was a road police when she was arresting me. Now she done made lieutenant on my mother. No, she done made fucking detective on me. off of what I'm dealing with, and I want to be dealing with it if who I want connected to, I won't have none of these motherfucking problems. So that's the deal. The deal that motherfuckers gonna have their face together and drill these motherfuckers, and that motherfucker try to distance themselves because they liked it, them people. You understand what I'm saying? They liked it, them people. That the eye candy was too full for them. So they couldn't goddamn control the goddamn eye candy. They started nothing to fuck up. I don't want to talk to them no more. I don't want to deal with them. No, nigga, you know them folk on your ass. You got them blindsided. That's what the fuck real deal was, what really happened. So what really, really happened. So it's a shame. So I can't even call. If I want to even say, strange wife, could you help me? She's so goddamn confused. She can't think coming and going because she been dealing with these goddamn lawyers back and forth. They lying to her. Yeah, just do this right here. Say, I can do this. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. And you ain't bringing no motherfucking concrete evidence. Then as soon as something happened in the courtroom, well, I did this. You ain't did nothing, nigga. You ain't did nothing. You did nothing. So it's the same thing what I'm dealing with this particular like I now. Actually, send me them transcripts. Please send me the transcripts while I went to court for a preliminary hearing. The preliminary hearing gonna state there's no motherfucking evidence. Okay, they said it out loud. I needed it for my bond here. This bitch got up there and choked. If you see the fucking video, that jail was so fucking raw, she had all up in there shaking like a motherfucker. And my fucking turn got up there and said nothing. I about passed out in the courtroom here. I saw my life flash out in front of me. Straight up. Ain't nobody came to no courtroom. I ain't seen no fucking victim impact statement. I ain't never been interviewed. I ain't had none of that, bro. You go through all them processes. I have not went through none of that at all. At all. And my motherfucking goddamn, my alibi is going out and drain because the shit getting 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. The shit getting watered the fuck down. I need my phone record. I don't get none of that. I haven't seen none of that, bro. None of that. No time.
So let me help you out here. I don't understand that my alibi run down the drain. It is true. They only, when you deal with phone companies, you better preserve them because they don't keep texts. They don't necessarily keep your records, but for a certain amount of time. Text messages, depending on what servicer you use, they don't keep them for very long. So you do need to preserve those. So some of these years that he is accused of some of this stuff, they may not have any phone records available anyway. But assuming that it is within that time frame, while you got people out here worrying about things that they shouldn't be worrying about, you need to have them to preserve your records. You can give somebody power of attorney while you're in jail, since you trust people like that, where they can handle your business. If they handle your business, they can call your phone company and they can request all of them records. They can request. It ain't hard for you to get. You can forget your password on Google. That's why when he said that, I'm like, get out of here. People have forgotten their passwords on Google. You know, back in the day, we had Hotmail. I hadn't used Hotmail in I don't know how long. I actually saw an attorney that still used Hotmail, and that was funny to me. But I had to get something from Hotmail because it was like some student loan stuff. And I was like, dang, I haven't done anything with FAFSA since like I had Hotmail. And you can recover that stuff. So some of these excuses he's making, no, you have someone that if you trust that they can talk to your lawyer, then you need to trust to give them your information and become your power of attorney. They go up there to see you. All you got to do is sign. You can mail it to them, have them sign. They have notaries in the jail. You can get it notarized and they can handle all your business and you use them as your PI to cover your behind. You are facing the death penalty. You do not have time to be playing patty cake and playing tic-tac-toe and playing hopscotch and crossword puzzles with your case at this point. So yeah, the prosecutor is taking forever. However, that does not tie your hand. You're worrying about the wrong stuff. Your attorney, if nothing else, she does know how to put in motions for a bond. So the best way you can use your resources is to get people to get out here. And if you allegedly have alibis, you better start preserving stuff because that is true. After a while, people do not keep videotapes of where you were at. Walmart, because there was an allegation. Let me get back to that. There was an allegation that something happened in Walmart at one time with one of these people. Let me pull up the warrant for arrest. So I'm gonna go down and now I'm about to read the Walmart allegation. This is according to this affidavit. Again, all of this stuff is alleged. But this is one of the... So it has Ernest Williams between January 8th, 2019 at 6 o'clock and January 9th, 2019 at 9 a.m. So this is his birthday. And this is his wedding anniversary. Remember, he was married on his birthday on January 9th. And then it has a address. That he did commit the offense of trafficking. He knowingly subjected and maintained that this person was servitude for approximately 2 years. He knowingly recruited and enticed this person during a vulnerable time in her life with a false opportunity that he never intended to follow through with, coercing and intimidating her into continuous sexual activity with him forcibly. Ernest harbored this person by giving her vehicles, hotel rooms, the motor coach, and his own home for her to sleep so that he could control her movements, as well as placing a tracker on her vehicles. He allegedly according to this, Ernest Williams transported her through Georgia and across state lines, forcing her to have sex with him in Texas. Ernest Williams provided alcohol to the person under 21 on multiple occasions and transmitted some things allegedly to her. And so that's pretty much what that is for that one. But it was one where it was like a Walmart. I'm like, because I looked up the address, and the address that they're alleging it occurred was in Walmart, and it probably was one of these assaults. So let me pull it up. Okay, so Ernest Williams on February 1st of 2021 at 6 p.m. So look at all these dates. Like you're going into almost 3 years ago. A lot of this stuff, your phone records, none of that stuff is going to be preserved because they don't even keep that stuff that long, or text messages, you may not have them for that long. So it has between February 1st of 21 at 6 p.m. and February 2nd, 2021 at 10 a.m. And it has the address to a Walmart in Fulton County. Did commit the offense of aggravated sexual battery. In that, Ernest Williams did commit the offense of aggravated sexual battery when he intentionally penetrated the person's vagina with a dildo and sex balls without her consent. Williams coerced and intimidated her by telling her that she had to participate in the act with foreign objects, and she felt that she could not walk away from the situation for the fear of her safety. So that's one of the aggravated sexual batteries. That was at a Walmart. They are not going to have that videotape if it was not requested to be preserved. To know, did on that specific day we see a motor coach of which we can even identify that he was even at that Walmart? Bank records to show, did you go into the Walmart and buy something, or was you just using the parking lot? So yeah, you are going to get to a point. So that's what's most important. As soon as of course, he did not even know these charges were coming until July of 2023. So you have a small window, especially since these are allegations from 2 years prior. Immediately, you should have got on trying to figure out what your defense was if you had one, to try to preserve some of this evidence. But you got to look at it too. The reason why, when he talks about going from one day to the next day, there are phone calls where Shirley talks about him not being home very often. I don't remember which video it was, but she did complain about him not being home. So she can't even vouch to say, oh, he was at home at that time, because bruh, you was accused of not being. So that phone call works against you. You can't even have your wife say, oh, he was at home. And they might believe her credibility on the stand to say, oh, he was at home with me because my granddaughter or whoever had a birthday party and we went to the birthday party that day. She basically said you wasn't hardly ever home, and you promised when you got out you were going to be home. It's only a couple more minutes of this one, and then I'm not going to do the separate second call with Dre. because my brain cells can only take so much.
I'm not seeing that in the discovery that he charted that he just got done dismissed. Makes no sense. He got that done. Nigga, you ain't get shit done. You didn't get shit done. You come up here, see me, you know, property, this and that. But when it's time to get down, oh no, we're not gonna put that emotion in. We're not gonna do this. Come on, I'm not trying to hear that shit.
Ain't no
This
way.
shit ain't that complicated. Discovery that he charted that he just got done dismissed. Makes no sense. He got that done. Nigga, you ain't get shit done. You didn't get shit done. You come up here, see me, you know, property, this and that. But when it's time to get down, oh no, we're not gonna put that emotion in. We're not gonna do this. Come on, I'm not trying to hear that shit. This shit ain't that complicated. This shit is complicated. I can't even goddamn get the fuck out. So they hit me with that goddamn the charge shit first. Then they haven't indicted me. They indict me because they're gonna use that against me when I went to court. Oh yes, he got a charge, a violent charge on this right here. It's recently, but I ain't been convicted. And when you're dealing with the petty judges, with the petty small court, that's what they look at. So he got what they call this shit, repeated offender on the same thing. I don't have that on my record. Now I have that on my arrest record. That's how they've been playing this game the whole time. You there?
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Hello?
He here. If I'm here. He here. If I'm here.
Oh, okay. So, but basically what I'm saying is, it's just a lot, man. I'm burned the fuck out. Now, I ain't finna give up. I ain't signing no papers. I'm not doing that. I'm not playing out this shit at all. So, the person that they got now, who they found, they even came up here and broke some shit down for free. This nigga charged me $1,500 off the gate last year just to come see me. The other person came in and charged me shit. Came up here and gave me more advice than I had. It's the first time I ain't got a fucking damn lawyer to talk to. Everybody charged me $1,500, $2,000 come see you for 45 fucking minutes and then bring some game with the rest. This one ain't did that. So the only thing he told me was good. He said, man, if whoever you get, they're not going to get you in the courtroom for that type of case for 180 days. Well, I need to check on that today. Is that true? So I'm going to get goddamn coach and find. Is that true? And that nigga lying about that shit now, trying to keep me from hiring somebody else to put the money in his motherfucking pocket. Ain't no money going in your pocket, nigga, because you ain't got no more cases. You got them old cases. Get them cases. You paid for that. Get that shit out the way. Stop fucking around. And I gave him that paper yesterday. I said, I need you to go ahead and file a fast speedy trial because I'm a way past due. And every time I talk to a new attorney, they say, why them cases keep lingering over like that? Why they just sitting there? They should have been taken care of. They're nothing. I know they ain't nothing. This nigga don't want to work. And he fucked me off on my goddamn trust in his ass. Hey, can you, I'm going to waive your preliminary hearing because I can beat them in trial. What the fuck we talking about a trial? Nigga, we ain't even that went to a plea and arraignment. You talking about a trial. You're already talking about ahead of the game that we ain't even got to get to. That's the part that really killed me. So now I'm on the blow stance right now. And I'm mad with my goddamn, my son, because you got to listen here. No, nigga, I ain't got to listen to shit because I got my fast because I got somebody who's sitting out reading this shit and got the warrants in front of them. Now I know fucking goddamn YouTube shit that everybody sitting here talking about. Fuck that shit. How your facts together? Your facts ain't shit. So it is what it is. So I can't present them because you ain't brought me shit together.
You think he was talking about us when he said the YouTube shit? That he just need to work. He worried about, he got Sonya that's reading everything and doing all of this one. But yet you are still where you were a year and a half ago, but she's done so much. So excelente. But you want to go in on you. What you talking about us, Nesto? We over here breaking it down. We said we don't really like you as a person. That means we wouldn't invite you over for Christmas dinner. But we did say that due process is due process and that you should have your due process. And we looked at the statute and we figured you should get a bond. That's what we said over here on this YouTube channel. So I don't know why you're so mad at us. Like, calm down. Everything can and will be used against you. These conversations, they already used them against you before. So why you getting all saying it from your chest? Like you like.
I'm fucked. I don't want to go in the blind talking about, I can talk my way out of it, and I know these people. Them days, them old days is over with. That old shit where you can take some money to pay niggas off. That shit old with, man. It ain't about that shit no more.
Brandon.
It's about motherfuckers trying to come up on their ring right now. That's what all it's about right now. So that kind of basically is all I gotta say, bro.
Okay.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that, and I'm not gonna, like I told him, tell him when you talk to him, don't make no move until I talk to him. Yeah, I'm gonna tell him that.
He told me that. He told me that.
Yeah, don't make no move. No, nigga, you ain't finna get me fucked up because you can't handle it. Then try to get me, try to sell me off to another goddamn private company. Who knows the hell this shit gonna do that anyway? I've been here long enough to know they ain't doing that shit no more. Niggas ain't, man, listen, man, them big companies ain't taking this shit. They don't even want to deal with Fulton County no more. Nobody wants to deal with Fulton County because they don't pay. They don't pay and they don't do what they say they're gonna do. No nigga shit. And I know what's going on. I was just sitting in the fucking elevator yesterday going to the goddamn thing to see the lawyer yesterday with fucking goddamn John Thug sitting there talking to him for 30 fucking minutes.
Oh,
And I'm getting all the insight
wow.
how they fucking the game up out here. So that was number God to me. Swain went in.
That was God. Young Thug was indicted. So he was in there with no bond, but he was indicted. They indicted him. He got a RICO. Just saying.
And start talking to him. You don't need it. There's nothing to talk about, bro. Nothing to talk. I'm not finna go. I'm not putting my life in that shit. Oh man, you need to try it. These folks wouldn't even send me my fucking transcript so I can read my own shit, man. And that shit supposed to be free for a public defender, bro. Straight up. So it is what it is. You're playing with my life. For real.
Okay.
So it's time.
How did he get my number anyway?
Huh? Like, oh, how he get my number?
I gave him your number. I gave you that for January.
Forget what you talking. How he get my number?
For what they call it, a reference, and people know your characteristic.
Right. Okay.
Remember that? That's how he got you. I gave it to him then. See? So that's how that goes. Yeah. Calling you talking about a payment. What payment, nigga? What the fuck you talking about? Ain't no payment. Trial. What trial? We ain't gonna no motherfucking trial. You don't do RICO. Yeah. You don't do none of that. Yeah. So I just want to make sure you got the real deal from me. What's going on with me? I'm not finna do all that. I don't want that extra headache. It's too much, man. I'm ready to get. You need to chill out, man. You know your time coming, nigga. You know the last time I told me, they told me that back in goddamn 1991. Them crack gave me 10 years for a fucking armed robbery I didn't even do. My goddamn scary ass, scared to death, tough to shit. Some shit I didn't even do. I ain't going back to that time war, bro. I ain't going back to that. I did that shit 1991. Scared black man in Douglasville County. So no, I don't want to go back to that no more. And every time I got in trouble, I had my business handler. Well, my business can handle me. Right.
And he's standing on business. I don't know why this call is taking forever to end. I don't know. Like, why is it 25 minutes and we still in? But okay, I'm trying to complete this before I move on to the documents that were filed. But good goodness.
Now, unfortunately, I am fucked up because they done water all my resources down. They done beat them down. They done beat it down. They took it to the fucking social media on my ass 3-4 times. You witness it. So, no, I'm not trying to hear that shit. You got your check. You ain't miss your check. Don't tell nobody I owe you because I owe you shit. You can call the wife. She going to tell you straight the fuck. I don't owe him nothing. I pay him in full.
You have 1 minute remaining.
I don't want to deal all that because he always keep coming for some more. He want more of this and they want more. I don't trust him. You done heard it. I ain't making it up. Yeah. Same thing with that motherfucking Patterson nigga. Had me the first day I went in the court. The day I got locked up. Here it is. He shouldn't get out, Your Honor, because his record. How you gonna tell a motherfucker to pay you $15,000 up front to tell the judge that he don't need to get out because of his record out of fucking damn first appearance? That I never forget it. Never forget it. July 7th, 2022. I would never forget that shit. But you popping on TV with them crackers getting them out on bond. They killing niggas and running over in the hammer.
Cracker.
I don't want to hear walking them in the jail and walking them out. I don't want to hear that shit.
You don't want to hear it.
So that bullshit.
Thank you for using Global Tele.
Just right on time. Thank you so much, operator lady, because the girl couldn't take it no more. So anyways, now it brings us to the point that Ernesto is back at it. He is trying his best to get up out of jail. So let's go over the newest filings that his lawyer has made. He's made the motion for reduction of bond. Now let's listen to what she has to say. Again, I was told that most of them use these same little templates, but they're supposed to argue vigorously when they go to hearings. Because I told my friend, I was like, you turn this crap in? That's what I told him. I said, this is what y'all turn in? With no information, no facts for the judge? No, we usually just wait and we argue when they're there. I was like, oh, okay. So it sounds like this is a cookie cutter that they all use. That's what they do. So this is his motion for reduction of bond. Defendant meets the criteria for bond as set out in the Ayala factors. Remember, the judge mentioned those. If you guys saw the bond hearing video that we talked about at the beginning of this live, and those factors are: defendant poses no risk to A, flee the jurisdiction or fail to appear in court. Usually for that prong, they'll look at the ties that they have to the community. They'll look at like family, employment, things of that nature. Threaten or endanger any person or property in the community. Self-explanatory. Commit any felony pending trial, or intimidate witnesses or otherwise obstruct the administration of justice. The judge pretty much said that they felt like they didn't have enough information to make a bond determination, that he probably all of these fit for him. You know, it's kind of like what she said. So it says defendant attended his first appearance on about July 12, 2023. He has been in continuous custody. I'm sorry, let me take that back because this is a different bond that he has. This is a whole different one. And he has been in continuous custody since that date. On that same date, defendant was denied bond. On August 14, 2023, defendant was granted a $30,000 good bond, which defendant cannot afford because defendant is indigent and can post nothing more than nominal bond. As of the filing of the motion, defendant has been in custody without indictment for 162 days. So she is basically asking for a reduction of bond as it is to that count where he got a $30,000 bond on. So that isn't about the RA shake case. Sorry, guys. I put up the wrong one. Then he has, let's see. Pretty much the same thing, motion for reduction of bond. And then it was for defendant attended his first appearance on July 14, 2023. He has been in continuous custody since that date. On that same date, defendant was granted a $40,000 good bond. On August 14th, defendant was granted a reduction to $28,000, which defendant cannot afford because defendant is indigent and can post nothing more than a nominal bond. As of the filing of this motion, defendant has been in custody without indictment for 160 days. So that is for his 23 CP 220152 case. So that motion, all these motions were filed on December 20th. I didn't think he was going to have anything happen because his attorney also put in to say, I guess they have to apprise the court when they're going to be on vacation or be on some type of leave. And so she has told the court that she's going to be on leave. So I didn't know. So it's kind of surprising to see that she filed this, but you know, it's cool. You know, she's still working for her client. Then you got the motion for the reduction of bond, and this is for the Child P case. Defendant attended his first appearance on January 1st of 2023, and he has been in continuous custody since that time. On the same date, defendant was denied bond. On June 26, 2023, defendant was granted an $800,000 bond. On November 4th, defendant was granted a reduction. It's $700,000. Defendant cannot afford because defendant is indigent and can post nothing more than a nominal bond. As of the filing of this motion, defendant has been in custody without indictment for 342 days. So that's for that specific charge. Let me see. Do I got that? So this is the one for the RA bond. Again, same information in paragraph 1. Look like they just plug stuff in. Paragraph 2, defendant attended his first appearance on July 7, 2023 and was denied bond and has been in continuous custody since that date and no bond status. Defendant has been in custody for over 90 days without indictment and is thus entitled to bond. But see, why wasn't he thus entitled to bond when the heck he was in there when you did it before on the last bond? That's why I was like, the last bond motion, why wasn't he considered entitled to bond? Because he's been in there, as you guys see, since July 7, 2023. So you don't have to be a mathematician. You can just pull up your calendar up on your phone and you can count the 90 days. And because you went before the judge November 13th, of course, that was past those 90 days, which would have been October. So why wouldn't he have been entitled to bond under the statute before now? Just a question. You said the fund is up. You know what? I'm not doing this with y'all. Y'all not gonna mess with this man's GoFundMe, really? But y'all see what I'm saying? Like, again, you don't gotta like, you don't have to like him at all. But I think the process, you want it to be fair for everybody, because it's dangerous when it's not. Whether you don't like, let the system do what the system does and what it's built to do, because that's how you get wrongful convictions. And again, his personality makes him very, very unlikable. Hopefully not Nanja or hear any of these phone calls. But let me look up his GoFundMe since you got. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Go. You guys can donate if you guys want to see justice prevail. Let me see. GoFundMe. If you got, if you guys in the interest of justice would like to participate or donate, let me search. I saw it before. Wait a minute. Ernest. Let me see how she spelled it. Ernest. Oh, here it go. See, it's some people that's donating. Will there be one? You guys can donate. It's okay. You can be anonymous. You don't have to. Let me see. Let's pull up. Let's pull up the GoFundMe here. Okay, so here's the legal fees. I didn't even know you can do. They put you raggedy trash bucket. What is that your name? I don't. Yeah, so it's $15, and this is the GoFundMe that has been set up for his legal fees. I'm sure it's probably at his direction and discretion. I just do, Sonia, honestly, all jokes aside, because for real, I put my career before any of this stuff. So I don't like people being mistreated by the system at all, or in my opinion, due process not doing what it's supposed to do. But I know there was one comment where she said something about she wished she could take his Instagram stuff down because everybody was pulling his pages, but he can't remember his password. So that seems to be his defense for everything, is he can't remember his passwords. Aren't there ways to retrieve your passwords? If my husband couldn't remember his password, I would be like, okay, well, let me put in the find my password or whatever it is, how you get it. I'm making that up. I know that's not what it is. but I'll be trying to look it up. And if you say, nah, I don't want to give you no information, I know you might think that some is in them emails, Instagrams, DMs, or whatever that you just don't want me to see. But at this point, the best way that you can help him as a friend is to try to get whatever and preserve whatever evidence. And when you get the evidence, don't put it out on YouTube. I know you have a channel, but don't put it out on YouTube. See, that's why I wanted her to come on, because I don't want to talk behind anybody's back. She may or may not be watching me. But don't put it out on YouTube, because you're showing your hand, and everybody wants to litigate in the media, and then they get mad at me when I tell them it's a dumb idea and it backfire. I screenshotted all the people that argue with me with the Jonathan Majors when I told them how all of that was going to backfire in his face for all of the stuff that his PR team or lawyers decided to put out in the media. And I just screenshotted, but I'm not going to do the nah, I told you so, because I don't want to see a black man get catch a charge or whatever, or get a conviction on his record. That's not what I want. So it's not about gloating, but just listen. Sometimes people out here giving y'all free game that people are willing to pay $1,000 an hour for, or to retain me and be like, I got 15,000 for the same stuff that I just give away to some of these people. No, I don't give everything out, because there are other things that Nesto could probably do that would definitely push their hand and actually probably put a couple of dollars in his pocket. Because this is what I do, is wrongful conviction, excessive force, things that when I feel like the prosecutor's office, the police departments, I just won a SJ case, summary judgment case, and defeated summary judgment on a case against police officers just last week. So what I'm saying is that's what I do. So I know criminal very well, and I know civil very well, because you have to know criminal in order to know what's wrong, in order to get to the civil where you get money. But I just feel like you guys are focusing on the wrong thing. You're out here trying to prove to people that you guys are just friends and you don't like your reputation. Just be honest and just say, okay, sorry. I'm sorry. Just be honest and say, yeah, I was messing with him. I liked him, and that's that. And then we can move on. But when you keep trying to lie, then you got to get another lie. Then a new phone call come out, like what I'm about to play right now. This new phone call that came out just recently. I was like, why do you even talk to him? Like, ain't no way you can tell he was upset, because this must have been around the time where Shirley said she ain't want to have nothing to do with him. And he all but is saying, I'm messing with you because I don't got nobody else to mess with. That's what I feel like he's saying. CCB said, I can't get over her picture being on the GoFundMe. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. I appreciate you. Sharon said, Nesto is standing on business. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Shelby. You feel me? I would be pissed as a married person, but having an affair isn't a crime, or committing adultery, because we put affair sounds a little bit like it's fun, so committing adultery for us church folks is not a crime. In some states it used to be, but it's not anymore. It's decriminalized. So therefore, you trying to sully your reputation, or not sully, that's not the right word, but you trying to salvage your reputation. We all know what's up, because you sit up there and you'll say, this ain't what I want. I don't want him like that. I'm just trying to help him. But then here come a phone call almost immediately. So and this is what I'm talking about right here. Let's get it.
It was a conversation that needed to be had. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want nobody to feel the kind of way which way I'm rolling here. I'm a free man right now, so
Yeah,
I have
free
to take
man.
advantage of that, because I haven't been in for a long time.
Oh, he a free man.
All right, Playboy.
What you say?
That's okay, Playboy.
No, I'm not a playboy. What I mean is that I don't have the responsibilities that I had for a very long time. So I don't have to sugarcoat them with nobody, because I don't have to go back and forth and try to act like something that's there is not there. So I'm cool with that. And I'm trying to get you to understand that, but You're not trying to understand it because you're trying to get security on your end. That's understandable.
But if you're being completely honest with me, and I told you before, all I want you to do is be honest and transparent with me.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you
And if you are, then we good.
I don't really care.
I just don't want no unnecessary surprises.
Let me tell you one more time. You're not listening because I don't think you've been listening since I've been locked up.
I hear you, but you know what? You can't.
Wait. Who the hell you talking to, buddy? What? He said, I don't think you listening. You ain't been listening to me since I've been locked out. You hear that aggression? I don't think you. Now, you want everybody listen to her. She the best thing since sliced bread. Now you ain't been listening to me since I've been locked up. You just be talking too much.
Don't talk to me till you get out.
I can't.
You can. You can actually talk to me because it has nothing to do with your case.
No,
but
it does.
You don't want to talk to me.
It blasted all on the thing. Come on. Oh, this that person. This is who he is, and this is who they dealing with. So it already done put me all out in the line work that I did not say. I didn't say none of that. So to me, it's like I'm fucking myself. I don't like fucking myself. So that's what it sounds like. So no, that ain't it. So I know what I got going on. If you don't believe me, shit, fuck, I can't convince nobody in here worth a damn.
Oh my.
And I'm not even trying to. I'm not even trying to do it. No. If you can't feel it, that's on you. I can't do no more than that. I can't do no more than that. What'd you say?
I'll do the same. I'm agreeing with you.
What'd you say?
I'm agreeing with you. I agree with you.
Okay. Yeah, I can't do all that. Shit. I just fuck it. Just die. Fuck it.
Thank you so much for the
super chat. But I ain't gonna start trying. But I ain't gonna sit and play no game with you. I wouldn't have got this far. I wouldn't have.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So I'm not gonna do all that. I told you, motherfuckers out. They out. I ain't gonna do all that. I'm not begging. Man, please believe me. Please help me. Man, fuck this shit. You out, motherfucker. You.
Okay, let me this super chat. Let me go address this right quick. Wait a minute, where we at? So you said the death penalty for RA is not constitutional, and then it has a if and Kennedy, and it has some U.S. cases that they put if the victim did not die. I would have to look that up. I'm not a death penalty state, so I don't deal with that at all, period. But clearly they can put you in prison for the rest of your life. So it's still one that you would have to go before a grand jury, I would surmise, assuming, which I have no reason to believe that you're just making that up, assuming that what you're saying is true. So Patrina, I will definitely look those cases up. Again, I don't deal with those type of cases because we don't have that in Michigan. We don't have the death penalty at all. Of course, federally though, you still can have the death penalty. So federally there are, depending on what it is or whatever, you still can have the death penalty. So I have to look it up to see what what the case is and what the proposition was. But thank you so much for bringing that to my attention. I appreciate you. Right now, we kind of just listening to kind of gossipy stuff right now. So we're not even getting that deep. So, but thank you for the super chat again. I appreciate you. Get back to it. Got real deep. Pulling up the case law. Like, that's not constitutional.
I made your mind up. I ain't begging nobody to do shit. I'm not gonna do that.
I'm not begging nobody.
I'm not gonna do that. Except I'm gonna be still okay. I can still walk. Shit.
Okay.
Okay. So it is what it is. If you believe in me, you love me like you say you do, then roll. Stop looking at what's gonna happen. You ain't gonna happen. Ain't shit gonna happen. Goddamn, keep rolling.
I'll be scared.
What you say?
I'm scared.
What you scared of? You the grown ass goddamn woman.
Hey, I be scared sometimes.
What you scared of?
This
What
is
the
all
fuck you scared of?
Man,
what are you scared of? You must have
get my face cracked.
You must have got your face.
No.
How many faces you done cracked?
No, I don't do that.
Man, come on.
I don't do that.
Come on, yes you do. You do.
No, I don't. I don't crack nobody's face because I believe in karma.
Yeah, okay.
I believe in karma, so I don't crack people's faces.
Okay,
I just,
my mind is not on that. It's not on
that. I know. Mine mainly isn't. I just sometimes.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so what? Sometimes it is. Only when I get triggered.
Okay, what triggers you off?
And here's what you do. It's you. It's I listen to you, and you may not listen to things you say or whatever, but I listen to you, and sometimes I be like, oh wow, he must not really be listening to what he's saying right
No,
now.
I know what the fuck I'm saying. I know what I'm saying right now. It just, to me, loyalty is everything. When this shit start breaking barriers and shit, anything can make loyalty go to shit. Okay, I've been proving that 1,000 times. So what that motherfucker tell me, I'm gonna go for it to a face value. That shit fall apart, and guess what I'm gonna do? I gotta keep moving. That's it. Yeah. Them folks done told me what they had tell me. That's fine. I'm still trying to bond the fuck out now. I gotta keep the system how it going. The system goddamn started cracking. I'm fucked. Gotta start all over again. Who am I start all over again?
Start off all over. I don't know. It's a lot. I gotta be focused. So let me be focused.
Yeah, you need to. That shit don't even matter. When the millions come back,
I need to be focused. Huh? When what comes back?
When the millions come back, cause them shit's coming back. I don't know. You can't see. If you can't see what's going.
Do you hear him? You focusing on whether while we gonna be in a relationship or not. He trying to shift her focus on not wanting any real commitment, just being friends with him, and then alleging, making her think he gonna somehow get some millions off of this incarceration because of all the stuff I guess that's happening on the internet, and then him being wrongfully in jail. They have probable cause. When you do these type of cases, you have to prove that they never happened. I'm not going to get into that. Let me go ahead because I'm going to get into my lawyer head on what you got to prove when you deal with these type of wrongful conviction cases. But I'm going to let them go off for now.
Going on right now, man.
Oh, that's fine. I hope you get whatever you want out of that. All of this whole nightmare shit.
I'm going to get mine. You know why? Because I'm not guilty. And here's another thing. Here's another thing. Sometimes things have to wash its way out the way so you can move forward. I'm good with it. If you're going to be with me, then come on, let's roll. If you ain't, you're going to wish-your-wash and figure the egg, man, you need to start right now. You need to don't even answer the phone no more. You need to just go on where you got to go. If that's what you truly believe. Because that ain't what's on my fucking mind. That is not. No, it's just not. It's not. I'm not going to sit here and be crying and, oh, I'm going to miss you. Don't do me like, man, I'm not going to do that shit.
I know it. Okay, so we're not. Okay, anyway.
No,
what did you eat today?
I'm not going to do that.
I know. I get it.
No,
what did you eat today? I get it.
We were talking about the same thing for a whole fucking year.
No, we haven't. No, because that was just as of lately. When nobody's thinking like that again. That's just as of lately. Yes. What disgusting stuff is talking about?
Listen, fuck them dry motherfuckers on the internet. They have no life. Yeah. So fuck
I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah. Right now,
I get that.
on right now. Okay? And if I do get some money, who the fuck I'm going to give it to? You cutting the damn fool now. So I'm just going to keep it real now.
Ooh.
You see how I'm expert whatever I need to do and do real business. I ain't got nobody to do that shit with because you talking about now. I'm going to get an egg in my face.
You hear that? You acting a damn fool now. So who I'm going to give my money to? You. Oh. Like literally
But this is business. If I'm going to do some real business, guess what? I'm going to be sitting here trying to still deal with this, the old folks. They can't handle this shit. They might ain't compatible with this shit right now. They ain't thinking about this shit. It's not on their radar. They trying to say their own ass. Come on now. So this ain't about that shit no more. It's over for that. You understand what I'm saying? So I ain't mad at them folks. I ain't mad at nobody. I'm mad at my motherfucking self right now. And if I got to deal with myself, fuck it. That's it.
No, you don't.
So when
you don't.
What you say?
I said, no, you don't have to deal with yourself.
Yeah, so that's it.
You don't have to deal with yourself.
Yeah, I appreciate you. If you don't believe I love you, then fuck it. That's on you. That's on you. That's on you. Boo boo.
Sister.
No, that's straight up. That's some real fucking shit right there. This shit I'm going through, the air motherfucker can't even stand up.
I know. It's a real freaking nightmare. I get that too, Ada.
Yeah. Well, now on top of that, you know, it is what it is. You know, I just let you understand that chapter of my life is over with. I've already accepted this shit. It was coming. So I'm not begging nobody to be, please, please. I ain't doing that. I'm sorry what just happened to you and me. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking the boat because I lost my freedom. You still got your freedom. You can fix shit. Shit can still be fixed. But I'm not going to do all that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Is this protocol for them folks to move on? We already discussed it already. If I'm not out by the 13th, they already going to send the paper. I already agreed to it. I'm good with that. I don't have to keep trying to, all is over and everybody going to get back the same. Man, this ain't the same. This ain't the same. People don't look at you the same on type of shit like this no more. They don't look at you like that no more. Motherfucker look at you ain't never dealt with you before and then got them give you a fresh start now. But somebody you dealt with before, motherfucker gonna side out your ass every time. I ain't with that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like being a junkie. He off for it right now, but shit, if he relapse, shit, I gotta hide everything I got. That's the way I'm gonna be treated. I already know that part. I don't want to be treated like that. It ain't fair to me. I don't give a fuck. Motherfucker don't care about what's fair right now. Them days is over with. That fucking internet is so fair. If I wanted to be a star, it ain't what the fuck I want to be. But that's what the fuck it is right now. My shit is every fucking where. In the black community.
Under your name it is, right. So all three of your names, they got under Ernest, Ernesto, and Nesto. All of those names.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. So, you know what I'm saying? If people talking about shit don't even know me. You know, this shit been going on. This shit been going on a very long time. Very long time. So this is not going to stop me from just saying, I'm going to get up and goddamn get this fresh out. No. If that's the case, I would have been stopped that shit a long time ago. So what I'm telling you, I asked you, and I'm going to be straight up since you want to talk. Get this shit out the air. No, this ain't no bullshit. If you can't ride, just say, man, I'm good. If you want me to be your man, just say that. Say, I got you, boo. You my man. I'm going to take care of you, and I'm going to make sure you're good. We're going to
take care of you.
Fight this shit together. That's all you got to say. All of those.
Did you hear that? Just say, if you want me to be your man, you say that. You let me know I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to help you with your case. I'm going to fight for you.
Around the bush. I don't want the egg in my face. I don't. That shit always.
I'm talking, man.
Okay, so.
He said, I'm talking, ma'am. I'm talking. That's what he said. Y'all heard him.
Okay. And it's a lot going on right here. This shit affects your life as well. It's a lot. It's a lot to take on for a person who ain't using this type of shit now. You done been through some shit in your 20s, but this ain't the 20s no more. This you fight for somebody you want to be with. You know what I'm saying? This a lot of acts. This ain't no dope boy. This ain't no shooting shit. There's some shit, goddamn, it's some creepy yoki shit. You see what I'm saying? And it's a lot to walk out the door with. I just don't give a damn. Well, apparently you do give a damn. Because any little thing is trigger your ass off. It just ain't fair. I'm doing everything. Well, guess what? If you sign up for it, roll with it. Fuck what everybody else doing and what they can't do. That's it. When I was out there in that Michigan, I didn't give a fuck what I had going on. I cared about you, your well-being. We have nothing in common with nothing but life. We had in common of our spirit. That's all we had. All the fuck we had. So I won't worry about somebody call. Hey, I'm gonna tell your wife I say what I get. I didn't give a fuck about that shit. You was my friend first. I didn't give a fuck about that. I know how that shit goes. Motherfucker ain't been in your circle, leave your ass for dead. I'm left for dead. And like I told you, I am totally really embarrassed, you know. I really don't give a fuck about that other shit, but I'm really embarrassed because I put a lot of work in. A lot of work. I know. So what I'm saying,
and they together can't even produce $500, which is like what's the between him and the brother? It's like what?
Okay. So what that tell me? I didn't do a good job that I thought I did. I did.
Well, that's just the person they are.
And I can't hop on that no more.
Let's
talk about
No,
that.
I didn't say that.
You did say that. Don't you do that shit? You did say that shit. You said
you know
shit.
what? I love you.
No,
okay,
don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm deflecting.
Under pressure.
Exactly. I'm sorry.
Come on, let that my roll. Let my roll.
You just throwing me on the spot, man. That's not right. That is so not right.
What?
This is what I don't want to pressure you. This is what I'll
You
say.
ain't pressured me. Let's get
I
this
know.
shit out the way.
But the thing like it's pressure. Listen.
Man, listen,
I don't want to. Okay.
We done got past that. You
Okay, that's fine.
You want me to be your man? Say that shit.
I want you to be my man. I said it. But I don't say it like that. But I don't want. But I don't know where your head is at because you never say anything.
Listen, man. Don't matter where the fuck my mind at. Okay, I done showed you my loyalty. I really don't care about the small shit. That shit don't bother me. What I care about is the shit that makes sense. Is what matters to me. Okay. I don't want to be around motherfuckers that's fake. You're not listening to me. I don't want to be in no fake ass love relationship. I don't want to be a fake business person. I don't want to do that. I don't want to feel like that. That's all. Okay. If I know you genuinely love me, you got a battlefield for me, that shit gonna come out your ass. All the other shit don't even matter no more. It's over with. I'm just telling you straight up.
I said that to you when I came up when in August. I said that because you kept making excuses, and I was like, "No, you don't find it. If it's in you, not even if it's in you, but if you care and that person's fucked up, you gonna pull it out of yourself because everybody got it in."
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm not gonna be doing all what you think because I know me. I'm a grungy person when motherfuckers say they can't do or they done or they. I've been through this so many times. So this ain't the first time. Okay. Even inside jail, outside jail, I've had so many disappointments. So many. I superseded all those disappointments. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, so what if they renege and say, "Never mind, I didn't mean that. I still want to be with you."
Listen, man,
I'm not talking you saying that, but what if they're saying they believe I was harsh?
They're not doing that. They're not going back on that. They're losing too much. Them folks finna be 70 years old. You don't understand how deep this shit really is. They don't want to deal with that anymore. They're losing the door.
Why does he always talk about them folks about to be 70 years old? Why? It's one person, Nesto. Like, did we learn like plural and those type of things in our English class? Them folks about to be 70 years old. Like, we don't know you talking about Shirley. We know she's 69. And basically, what Sonia is trying to say is, I'm concerned that what if she say she wants you back? You gonna go back to her? And he's responding. He's not saying he wouldn't. He's basically saying, they don't want me. Why are you still talking to this fool who basically letting you know they don't want me? I'm not gonna answer your question, but I'm just telling you they don't want me. So you ain't got to worry about that because they don't want me. But you won't say you won't go back to her, which is what her question is.
Every day, they're already getting ready to get fired. All that. Their money is tied all up in the government. All that shit is done. You know what I'm saying? It's over for that. The folks are already telling you, you're going to have to make a decision. Decision is me or the job. The ratings are down. All that shit is crumbled down.
She can retire, so she'd rather try to hold on to a job. She's about to retire.
What? Retire on what? That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, she can't retire. Yeah, for 70, you're going to be ready to retire.
You're damn right, but retire on what? You can't if you're taking care of your bum ass daughter.
Wow.
Come on now. Come on. You can't retire. You can't retire when you goddamn trying.
Or she giving $35,000 to a lawyer for her estranged husband and ain't got nothing to show for. Nothing that she can show for giving that $35,000. But you got the nerve to talk about her paying a couple $1,000s a month perhaps for her daughter to have rent, but spent $35,000 in a few months just dealing with you. And that's just the lawyer. We ain't gonna talk about her putting money on your books. We heard those calls too. Maybe a care package or whatever she might have sent you, and whatever else, paying people to take her around because she ain't had no car for I don't know how long. contributing to somebody else's household because she didn't have her own, and you got the nerve to call somebody daughter a bum because their mother is helping them. You got a whole lot of nerve. And anybody co-signing that, you got a whole lot of nerve too.
Trying to do a lot of things uncalled for.
Trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Thank you.
Yeah, see.
So what I'm saying is, they I'm the smallest thing that's on their mind. I get that. I understand that part. I'm the reason they're going through what they're going through. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So
the prosecutor in Roswell, you didn't do the shit. If you're a victim of the shit, so that's why I would look at it more so than, because it's really fucked up.
But they don't care about that. They don't care about
right. That don't even make sense because it's like you're a victim. It's happening to you. You're the victim, so it's doubly on your shoulders.
Right.
And to abandon you because of that, it's like, you know what I'm saying? You got fucked up just by who you surrounded yourself from. That's what got you fucked up. And it was indirectly. You didn't know it was coming. It's not like you hung around known gang members and you got caught up. You didn't know. So, but now you know. Don't have no fucking body.
It is what it is. I can't.
So she was keeping up with the Joneses, but you riding around in Bentleys. You shuffling around titles and cars, allegedly. You got all this stuff going, but the truck you got called in, I think, was in Shirley's name. Y'all been evicted out of houses, but she keeping up with the Joneses. I don't even know how you fixed your mouth to say that. Because what were you? What do we call you? Who are you trying to keep up with? The Smiths? Who are you trying to keep up with, Nesto? Okay, we have a few more minutes, guys. I told you guys we're going to be here for a little minute. It's been over 2 hours. If you guys are enjoying the content, make sure you hit that like, mods. Make sure you put the way that they can donate to the platform for all of the hard work we're doing over here. Put that up in the chat form if they want to bless us with the Christmas or the holiday tokens of love over here. But yeah, we're trying to finish up this video. For those of you who are just coming in, we already talked about Christian Keys. And we already talked about his actual bond. We went over the statute. We went over some of his affidavit. We went over a whole lot today. Tried to make up for not coming on earlier this week. So hopefully this makes up for it. Because I do get a lot of DMs like, where are you at? Why aren't you coming on? And so I hope this makes up for that. But let's continue. Make sure you hit that like, though. Subscribe to the channel, guys.
But I can't even hop on nothing.
Rewind it. Right.
I gotta keep thinking forward right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so he can do what he's gonna do and he can listen. We're on the same page. Okay, yeah, right now I see we're gonna be on the same page. That's what I see. I just gotta get in front of it so I can see. That's it. So I got to figure that shit out. You ain't got it, don't worry about it. Fuck it.
I got it. I got
to see what the fuck I gotta do. I know
I
as long as I can get out here, I can save my own ass.
This gutter snipe, it reminds me of Iyanla Van Zant when she called them gutter snipes on one of those Fix My Life. I had a flashback. All right, let's continue.
Because they got too much. I tell you, my folks say, man, you got too much ammunition now to get out here and grow your shit 10 times over. That's exactly what he said today. You got too much ammunition. You got too many people making too many mistakes. Straight the fuck up. He said if you got $5 off of each motherfucker that just saying and said 2 million comments. You know how much money that is? And then you gotta have a $5. I said, you're right.
Get out of here.
You just gotta goddamn make sure you call that motherfucker not guilty. And I have to concentrate on that.
You gotta focus on that.
I have to.
Mm-hmm.
I have to. I don't want to do all that. And you're here. I need you to understand, Miss Lady, what you really need to understand is this. I was beside you, and I was by your bedside. You didn't owe me shit. I wanted to be there.
Well, why bring it up?
You know what I'm saying? So to me, when you tell me you love me, it's because you wanted to be there for me, not because you owe me anything. That's genuine to me. That's not fake. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay. So if you treat me as your man, okay, there's nothing wrong with that either. But open your fucking mouth so Start talking about, I'm just trying to get egg in my face, and I want this, and I care about you so much. Man, that shit sounds good. But if I don't get a clear understanding of what you're trying to say, yeah, that sounds good. But what the fuck? I'm getting upset. These bitches getting mad. Man, fuck them right there. Hold them.
You know what? Ernesto had a good idea there. It's 1,000. It was 1,300 and how many is in here? 1,367. If everybody give $5, y'all hit that Cash App and give $5. I'm gonna be straight. I'm gonna be straight for a couple of weeks. I can give all the content. I could turn down a couple of clients. Just give $5. He had a good idea there. He had a good idea, you know. He said he gonna be a multi-millionaire. Oh gosh, you cannot make this stuff up. These phone calls are golden.
Bitch stand on air mattress in a fucking 1-bedroom apartment. You worrying about the wrong thing. I know that for a fact. Most of the people who
air mattress on the what?
In a 1-bedroom apartment.
What?
Yeah, man, no fuck that doing.
Then talking about her, because now she has resorted to a 1-bedroom and she is on the air mattress. She said that in a previous phone call that was early on this video. You guys go check out Phone Calls from Prison if you guys haven't heard this one before, because this is the third call that was on the video that we're playing. They are discussing the fact that Shirley only has a 1-bedroom at the time and on a air mattress. And they basically are almost trying to ridicule her for that. Like, you weren't, she had $35,000. She could have went and paid off rent for a whole year and got a 3 or 4 bedroom. So what you talking about?
On the podcast, they got one screen up, a chair in front of them, and talking shit. And they eating out there because they don't want to go to work. They don't want to go to work on a regular fucking job. So all they want to do is sit around and gossip. That's all they're doing.
Wow.
Yeah, I know that for a fact. I done seen it too many times. I done seen what people do. They try to get me to get out there and do a podcast. I'm not with that. That's too slow for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's way too slow for me. That's beneath where I'm at. I'm not a broadcaster. I don't talk shit about everybody like that. I'm on some other shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't tell you. I ask you, you ready for that red carpet shit? Now, motherfucker, you on the red carpet right now. You on the blind red carpet. Don't even fucking know it. You really don't.
I'm a no name right now. I'm hoping it stays no name.
I can't tell.
I'm hoping it stays no name.
I can't tell. The motherfucker calling you from goddamn down the way talking about, hey, what you think? Did they say something about you? Well, they wouldn't know that if you just told them that shit. You telling them what you got going on with me. So what's gonna happen? They calling your ass up. You see?
She's right. And I wasn't gonna say anything. I was gonna wait and she did. Because I'm wondering when it's gonna hit Bridget, and she called me from California, and she called like.
Oh, I know. Guess what? Nathan, she don't set part. Man, I done seen so many fuckers did some shit, man. They be selling that shit at TMZ. Any story, anything, let their pocket get real low. Motherfucker, they get creative on it. Yeah, that what happened to me. I didn't count it. Motherfucker pocket got low. Well, right on out there and goddamn put me on the screen. But I didn't even know it. Because I didn't know where the fuck I was at. I around some nice homes and all that, living some good shit. But I didn't know that the paparazzi was parked in front of me. I'm thinking these bitches was taking pictures of the scenery. There was a fucking paparazzi across the street from my house the whole time. For a whole year. Didn't even know it. Walking the dog past them and everything. That's how green I was to that area. But I learned from my mistake. So what I'm saying to you is that it's a different life right now. So you're gonna have to wake up. That's why I keep getting on your head about going to the doctor. Shit is stress to goddamn doctor. Yeah, that's right. Because it's stress can get your ass on something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you saying it? Mm-hmm. So
no, I understand. I hear you, but okay. I'm built tough. So I mean, I'm not worried about any of it. Because you kept telling me all the while, you don't want to roll with this because you don't want to be involved with somebody in jail and blah, blah, blah.
You know how many, man, I just want somebody to listen to me. You know how much money this shit for the brain? Do you understand?
The publicity of it all?
Yes, you don't understand.
Yeah, he saw it. I mean, I told myself it's a high profile case. And he was looking online while he was talking to me. He was
Just
like,
that quick.
yeah, I'm seeing it all over the. I'm like, yeah. I said, but
I'm
I said
telling
he
you.
didn't. He didn't do it. I said it's not he did it and he's saying he didn't do it. I said he actually did not do it. You know. I said so he is actually completely innocent of these charges.
And guess what?
I
He
said
out
so.
and he looked at that motherfucking video just
And I said, are you strong enough? Like I asked old other boy, you know, are you up for the fight? You know, I said because it just seems like they keep trying to throw more things at him. You know, so I just need to know, are you up for the fight? I mean, if they two together, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, hold on. We gotta take a pause. Somebody put the Cash App in the chat. Somebody wants to bless me with some dinner for Christmas. I want to thank all of you guys that have Cash App me. I appreciate it. You know it's not mandatory, but I appreciate it. Again, LaVersa and Amy and Lakeisha and Mackie and Trudy. I thank you guys so much for loving on me on tonight for these 2 hours that we have been on. Let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming. Make sure you put the Cash App in there because somebody was asking about it. Thank you.
Can why if them two together can work a miracle, and I'm just sitting here, I wish to God I could just pull that fucking money out of my fucking house in fucking Cleveland because I know the equity's in that bitch. But it's just such a finesse thing with that. I wish I would have went on here and put that
don't worry
title
about that.
in
Don't
my
worry about
name.
it. Listen,
I
don't
know.
worry about that. Don't worry about that. This shit gonna come from somewhere else. So don't listen. One more thing. That man wasn't interested in what you had to say. He would not hit you back. That man wanted his case back. That's why I told you, if anybody got it, to tell him if it's worth the time and you believe he gonna get paid, he need to come on up here and see me for free right now. Cause
you hear that? Now this July 11th, 2023, and allegedly, I guess it was a lawyer that felt like this gonna be the case, according to him. So he telling her, you need to tell that lawyer if he want to get this money, he need to get up here and see. You see how he just talk? I just can't. I can't. This is unreal. If I didn't hear this, I wouldn't believe it.
for to get this a high profile black community case.
Listen, it's only high profile because of who your wife is. It has nothing to do with you. If you weren't married to Shirley Strawberry, nobody would be discussing this. This actually helps you because it's bringing to light what's going on in the jails that you're in over there. And you're in Cobb County, but really, I guess it was because it was too much at Fulton County. He's just being housed at Cobb because originally he was at Fulton. Because most of these charges that I saw were out of Fulton County. But let's be clear. Let's not get more haughty than we ought. Okay, that's biblical. You said you read the Bible. Let's not get all puffed up with pride because literally, if it wasn't for who you was married to, nobody would give a. I never heard of you. Nobody knew who you were. Nobody would have been talking about you or still talking about you continuously on the internet if you were just you and you just said your name. Because as we saw when we was researching, it's about 100 Ernest Williams. That's why I was telling bloggers to be very, very careful what they put out and make sure you match the birth date because there are so many that are out there. And there are people, the way Georgia is as well, which is a little weird, is that they can have you in jail unindicted. It may be up to 2 or 3 years, I'm not sure, that they can have you in jail unindicted for felonies. And then it's like a year or so if it's like a misdemeanor, unindicted. Now, after 90 days, they're supposed to give you bond if you have not been indicted. But yeah, that's kind of how their system is. So that's why you got people in there that's been in there for 4 years. Then COVID, there were moratoriums on speedy trial because I was looking that up. Like because of COVID, they didn't even have to honor people's speedy trial requests during COVID. So and then it was like extended once or twice. So they probably are so behind. Even they were probably behind before COVID, and then you become more behind after that. Then it looks like there's shortage, according to Madam DA. She was saying that they needed more prosecutors, they need more public defenders, they need all of this. So they just got a problem over there that they kind of need to regroup and and probably reorganize.
Straight the fuck up. Right now, you even told me I didn't know the death to today.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying to you is to save my ass, your ass, because you want me home and you want to enjoy what we got to enjoy. We got to do what we got to do. Straight the fuck up. So if he want to come on down and see me now, that's what he trying to do. Tell him to come on and get paid tomorrow. If he can't get till today, so I'll get to tomorrow. But we need to go ahead on because we're searching right now. And tell him he was highly recommended from someone in here. That's how I got his card. But if I put them two together,
Kind of get a feel so that you're not gonna go through what you're going through, and just see, you know, if you're strong enough to go up against these. I asked him. I was like, you know how prosecutors play? They dirty as shit. They don't know how to win on honesty, you know. And the police is gunning for whatever reason. They're bored or whatever, but you know, they keep trying to throw stuff at them. And I said, it's crazy to me. After the whole thing with co-defendant, I don't know, you know, why, what's the name? He needs to look into his case.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Ooh, thank
7
you.
o'clock.
Lord, we
yeah,
thank you.
tell him come on.
Call me at 10. I'll call him.
Yeah, tell him come on.
Come on.
They got to come see me before they get that computer shit. I'm not with that.
Look how
He
he
got to come see
talking.
me.
He got to come see me. Man, who are you? You see how he talking? You're just reckless with your mouth. You're real reckless with your mouth.
You're not with that?
No, I'm not with that. I'm not, because I can't get no understanding. I got to see in your eyes. And that's only 30 minutes.
No, he's gonna do an actual jail visit, not a phone shit. No, shit, the phone. You better charge $50 for a phone call.
Yeah.
You charge $250, he's popping up. And he says, you know, deducts that from the money. He puts it towards the money. But what the fuck is $250 on $40,000?
Hey, but like I said, Bud charged me 15, and I got it. So you told me I got that shit up.
Right.
So he's the cheapest one.
I mean, he was doing all the cases and was adding them up. That's how he got all up to that, you know.
Well,
but
I ain't gonna get.
Thank you for using Global Tel.
That's the end, guys. Okay, we've been on for 2.5 hours. I have enjoyed you guys. Thank you, guys. I'm going to change that thumbnail. We got up to over 1,400 up in this piece. Shout out to you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like if you have not done so already. Hopefully, I answered your questions. Towards the end, just a disclaimer for those that's coming in. Well, in the beginning, I should say, we did get into the law. We did go over a document for Christian Keys. So I'm going to change the thumbnail so people know what this live is about, because we were all over the place. I think we had a good time. I think we had a decent live. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But towards the end, we did get a little gossipy, and we just played a random audio jail call that I just couldn't believe. I just couldn't believe when I heard it. So anyway, guys, let me get up out of here. Again, I got to go eat. I love each and every one of you guys. I hope you guys have a great holiday. If I don't talk to you guys before then, I am going to try my best in the next couple of days to make sure that I come back on here. If something breaking happens, we'll make sure that we're here for it. Folks were asking me about TDJs. Y'all know how I am when it comes to like documents and stuff. If somebody files something, I would feel more comfortable talking about it. But perhaps that may be a discussion that we do in the membership. And again, welcome to all the new members, because I do owe you guys a live. I've been saying I'm going to do one for the last month, and I have not done one. So maybe that'll be something that we discuss in the live. Again, I hope you guys enjoy. Show me that you enjoyed it by hitting the like button if you haven't done so, and subscribe to the channel so you can stay up on all of the latest legal news that we have from the neighborhood to Hollywood. Until next time, again, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll holler at you next time.